The beginning of this great story would give in the training in which Goku was watching as the Supreme Kaio-sama. He was able to release all the hidden power of Gohan, so his power had grown in an impressive way.
Wow, Gohan's power is amazing! Apparently the ability that he claims to have is truly amazing. I appreciate it. I feel like my power has risen in an incredible way. I'm sure now I'll be able to beat Majin Buu.
I trust you, because the power that I've been able to unlock is of another level. Moreover, I have never unlocked so much hidden power in my existence.
I'm proud of you, son, and to put an end to this evil of Majin Buu.
Goku would leave to end the battle with Majin Buu. However, the events of the story would take place normally, because due to Gohan's overconfidence, Majin Buu absorbed the fusion of Gotenks, being defeated very easily. But Goku, with his great power in Super Saiyan Phase 3, was able to give him much more battle, having received the life of the Supreme Being. At the end of the battle, with that little demon, all the warriors had returned to planet Earth. However, Goku looked very thoughtful, something that was weird in that Saiyan since all this charisma was smiling.
Hey Bug, what's wrong with you? Why are you so thoughtful?
The power of Majin Buu. It turned out to be amazing. He was even able to force us to do the fusion. We have to train much harder, Vegeta.
I agree with you, Kakarot, but we don't know how we'll be able to overcome our limits.
I think I'll go to the mountains to meditate, to look for a way to increase my power much more, because if any new enemy appears and is much more powerful than Majin Buu, we won't be able to do anything.
I'm gonna train several gravity machines that Bulma's built.
Both Saiyans left, while Goku, when reaching the limits of the mountains, would begin his great meditation, with which he tried to overcome his limits. But he'd remember, as that Supreme, he was able to release all the power of Gohan.
That's the idea. I'll ask the Supreme to release all my power in the same way. I'm sure that with that, I'll be able to raise my power in a much faster way.
Goku would quickly use teleportation, arriving to the planet of the Supreme Kaio-samas, so he would instantly arrive. He would meet the Supreme.
Supreme Kaio-sama, I ask you to unlock my power in the same way. I also want to become much stronger. I want to be able to protect the entire planet Earth.
But Goku, you already have enough power to face any warrior. It's not necessary that you release all your power.
But throughout Universe 7, the essence of the powerful god Beerus would be perceived by all the warriors of divine energy, and these were the Supreme Kaio-samas. So the Supreme felt how his whole body trembled.
If Beerus, the god of destruction, awakens, I'm sure he'll destroy everything in his path. He was the one who sealed me on that sword millions of years ago. I think it would be a best idea to unlock all the hidden power of Goku. I'll tell him all this all the same, so that Goku's not excited by the presence of a god of destruction.
Please, Supreme, I implore you, I'll do anything.
You've convinced me, Goku. Okay, I'll unlock all your hidden power for you because I know you'll be able to help even all the other planets in this space.
Of course, yes. Leave that in my hands. I plan to protect all beings who need it.
The Supreme Kaio-sama would start with the ritual to be able to release all the hidden power of Goku. So unlike Gohan on this occasion, it would take him 2 weeks, realizing that Goku's energy veins were sealed from his birth. That's very strange. It seems that someone sealed the veins of pure Saiyan bloods, because this can only be passed down from generation to generation. Releasing Goku's hidden power was taken much longer than necessary, but the Supreme was able to emanate a little of his power through all of Goku's energy veins, so all the seals that were already weakened by the ritual were completely destroyed. Instantly, Goku felt as his base power had even multiplied by 50, as if he had transformed into Super Saiyan.
This is amazing! Now I'll release all my power to be able to realize what my maximum power is.
Goku would begin.
Hey Whis, what happened to Planet Vegeta? That guy Frieza, if I destroy him as I've ordered.
That's right, Mr. Beerus. 99% of all Saiyans were eradicated from this universe. There are currently only 3 purebred Saiyans alive.
That doesn't matter anymore, since it's only 3 insignificant Saiyans. But now I have to end Frieza's life, since he thinks he's better than me.
Mr. Beerus, that'll be impossible for you, since Frieza was defeated by one of the surviving Saiyans. Beerus would be surprised by that information, asking to fight against that Saiyan who was even able to defeat Frieza. But Mr. Beerus, that's not all, since he was able to defeat a very powerful demon, which was even able to give battle to the Supreme.
That sounds more and more interesting. being able to defeat Frieza and even end the life of a demon that's able to eliminate the Supremes. I really want to fight with that guy. Both deities were heading quickly to the planet of the Kai, because with this help of Whis Piccolo, they realized that Goku was training in that territory. So the northern kaio-sama would realize that the God of Destruction was heading towards the planet would panic, because he knew that Goku would ask him to fight. Goku, I want you to leave immediately, or hide in my house. It's an order!
But why? What did I do? Something you didn't like? If so, you could tell me. I won't do it again. I just want to keep training. Please.
But before he's able to say anything, both deities prostrated themselves in front of Goku. So Goku, despite not being able to feel the ki of the gods, was able to feel a strange sensation which warned him of the imminent danger that he had in front of him.
Wow, what's that I feel in my body? It's the first time my whole body warns me that it feels threatened. Even with Majin Buu, I felt this feeling.
Kaio, long time no see. And in order not to dwell on the matter, I want to talk to the Saiyan who's able to defeat Frieza and that demon named Majin Buu.
Of course, Mr. Beerus, as you order.
Meanwhile, on the planet of the Supremes, the Supreme who unlocked Goku's power would say to himself, "The day has come in which the most powerful Saiyan will face the most powerful God of all the universes, but I'm sure that battle won't be easy for him." Returning with both of them to the planet of the Kai, Goku was face to face with Beerus.
From what I realize, you're very powerful, and I'd like to measure myself in combat with you.
Well. Apparently you have the necessary guts, as to ask the God of Destruction to face you. What do you think, Whis?
I find it curious that a mere mortal is able to ask him for combat, if he has enough confidence in his power, or he really has nothing in his head.
You're right, Whis, but I didn't make the trip in vain. So I plan to accept the combat to this Saiyan. I want you to show me the power that's able to finish with those two iconic warriors.
Don't hesitate. I'm going to show you all my power. The power I've achieved with hard training.
Goku began to release all his power, so he was able to access the Super Saiyan 3. But the power he released this time was crazy, since he was able to feel all over the universe, despite being in a very different dimension. That's Kakarot's power. I can't believe how he's able to raise his power. But who is the warrior he faces with all that power?
What do you think? Is he even ready?
I can tell that power you possess is incredible. Because despite everything, you are a mere mortal. That power is insufficient to face a god like me. Confident, Beerus would release 3% of all his power, so he would launch into the attack, but was surprised realizing how the Saiyan was able to dodge each of his blows. And being off guard, Goku was able to connect a kick successfully, making him crash in a brutal way, which even surprised Whis.
Did Mr. Beerus trust himself? No, even though this confident, the most powerful god of all the universes, could not fall with that incredible power. What is this Saiyan?
Beerus would stand up a little angry. However, Goku, without giving him time to recover, would begin to grant him several blows, which left all the spectators surprised. Beerus, being able to find an opening, was able to expel 25% of all his power, with which he was able to take full control of the battle, but the power he had expelled was an outrage. Since it was a simple mortal, Beerus would, at a great speed, grant him a great blow to Son Goku's neck, which would make him lose consciousness. You have amazing power, but you're not the Super Saiyan God I'm looking for. Both deities, when they were about to leave, as if it was from Goku's body, an incredible power was being released. That's right, Goku's power could begin to grow in an amazing way. While he released all that aura, he released a greenish color, just like his hair. It will be better to transport them from planet, since the small planet won't be able to withstand all this power. Whis, with a great power, was able to take both warriors to an inhospitable planet of the entire Universe 7. But at the moment of arrival, an incredible explosion could be observed. While Goku's power seemed to have no limits, and as if it were a beast, he would give a blow to Beerus in the stomach, which made him lose consciousness almost, sending him flying hundreds of kilometers, while Goku continued to expel a large amount of energy. The power that Goku was releasing was a bestiality.
so much even for his own body, but having unlocked all the hidden potential, even his own body would become much more resistant than normal, since he was able to withstand those powerful loads of power without his speed being compromised.
This is amazing. The power of that Saiyan is still growing amazingly. It has even grown so much that I can't exactly measure it, but it compares to the power of a low-level god.
From all that, over the place of a big explosion would be felt. That's right, Beerus had recovered from that powerful blow, releasing 50% of all his power, being furious because that blow had caused him incredible pain. Damn monkey, I swear I'll end your pathetic life. I don't know how you've been able to release all that power, but you won't be able to cope with my 50% power. Beerus, as if it were a lightning bolt, would be able to position himself in front of Goku, being able to grant a big blow to Goku in his face. But his surprise was noticeable to realize that he hadn't been able to move Goku, despite all the power he had used in his fist.
Is that all?
The simple words of Goku created several disasters around the place. That's right, his voice was much more chilling. As he released his supreme authority, Goku would hold the hand of Beerus, and instantly would hold his face in a quick movement, being able to sink it into the entire crust of that planet.
I can't believe it. Mr. Beerus, despite using 50% of all his power, he's not able to defend himself. I think I'll have to intervene or something very bad may happen.
Beerus, quickly without trusting himself, would release 100% of all his power, with which he was able to grant him a great kick, sending him flying to another planet, destroying him completely. Don't worry, Whis, but it's amazing that this Saiyan was able to make me use 100% of all my power. It's even more amazing that I don't possess the power of a god.
That's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about, Mr. Beerus, since I can notice how from his entire body of that Saiyan, an amazing divine power is being released.
Whis, don't say stupid things. I'm not able to feel anything, and not able to release the essence of a god without proper training. Goku would recover from that powerful blow, and with a smile, he would begin to have a very equal battle with the God of Destruction. That's right, the power that Goku released on this occasion was an outrage, even for a God of Destruction. Meanwhile, on the Supreme Planet, beings were likewise witnessing the catastrophic battle. Apparently, I have done an excellent job of unlocking 100% of Son Goku's ability, since not even a god is able to stop him, and he has not yet released my divine essence. Beerus would begin to give him another blow again, making him fall to the ground. But this time, all the internal organs of Goku were suffering an amazing damage, because the power with which Beerus was impacting his body was of another level.
The blows this time hurt me too much, but I'm not gonna give up. I have to be able to beat him.
Goku would stand up, but he would fall to his knees again, because the damage he had received was serious. Even his hair was beginning to lose that green luster, turning black again, and his power had plummeted in an amazing way. Apparently, you've reached your limits, Saiyan. You turned out to be very powerful, but not so powerful as to stand up to me, the most powerful god.
What is this that I feel? It's a warm power, but at the same time, it feels like it burns my whole body. I have to be able to expel this power.
Beerus was starting to get closer to Son Goku, but to his surprise, he was able to feel how Goku's injured body was able to emanate the essence of a god. But this time, it was surprising pressure, which was able to spread throughout the Universe 7, but without causing destruction as the previous power.
I warned you, Mr. Beerus, that this is the same essence that I had felt a few moments ago, but on a much smaller scale of power.
Goku was able to access the Super Saiyan God, so the color of his hair had turned a reddish color. However, Goku seemed to be very confused.
Hey, what is this?
The release in that state, with which he would begin to exchange thousands of attacks against the god. But despite granting him a few blows, Beerus was able to grant him in triple with much higher power, which, with the passage of battle, one could observe the advantage of Beerus, since all the energy system of Goku was torn to pieces. That's right, the energy transport is being very limited due to so much damage by the god. Goku, with his great speed, would take a little distance, with a big gulp of blood, was falling to the ground.
Ah, damn it! What is this? His punches are causing me terrible damage. Although I try to predict his movements, I'm not able to achieve it. What changed in him?
While Goku was thinking about his strategy, Beerus, without giving him any chance, would lash out against Goku, starting to massacre him again with his great power. But this time, Goku wasn't able to do absolutely anything. Well, for a few moments I was worried about Mr. Beerus, but I didn't think that I would have to use the power beyond a god. Beerus, while lashing out at Goku, at the moment he would also fall to the ground, because the power beyond a god would begin to take its toll on him. What the hell? It's only been 10 minutes since I activated the Ultra Instinct. This must not be happening to me. Mr. Beerus has completely neglected himself, since this time he is receiving attacks in the same way, and they are not light attacks since the power of his enemy is incredible. Damn, the damage this Saiyan's caused me, it's what makes my power start taking its toll on me so fast. Damn, I'll have to finish this battle in the next 2 minutes. Beerus would stand up while releasing all the remaining of his power, while Goku would stand up even on this occasion, saw everything blurred. Damn! The damage I received is of another level, so this is the power of a god of destruction is incomparable. But in Goku's mind, he was able to observe the entire Saiyan Ra, even the prince of the Saiyans, the mighty Vegeta. Kakarot, don't give up. Show how a low-class warrior is capable of even surpassing an elite warrior if he tries hard enough. Goku would release all the power of his body resisted, and at the moment, he would throw a powerful dragon, which Beerus, with great difficulty, was able to dodge. This battle's mine. You are defeated. Beerus would immediately throw a powerful attack, which Goku had completely received, while the attack was able to destroy everything in its path. Goku would exclaim, "This battle ends in a draw, God of Destruction, Beerus." Beerus, without being able to react, from his back, a greenish dragon was able to reach him completely, and instead of exploding, he would release hundreds of rays, which were not able to pass through his entire body, and despite possessing the Ultra Instinct, he wasn't able to do anything. So at the moment, both warriors fell to the ground out of combat. Well, I didn't expect this. A Saiyan, who has not received the training of an angel, was able to defeat the most powerful god of all universes. Whis would pick up both warriors, so he would leave for planet Earth quickly. Mr. Vegeta, apparently you know this Saiyan, so I leave it in your hands. We retire. Whis would retreat to the planet of Lord Beerus, so the moment he arrived, Whis, with the help of his staff, would begin to restore all the energies of Beerus. But even though Whis had restored each of his wounds, he had not awakened. Ho! Apparently the damage he's received is incredible, since even with this restored energies, he's not been able to wake up. Returning to planet Earth, Goku had received quickly a seed of recovery, with which he was able to heal each of his wounds and even obtain a powerful Zenkai. That was amazing! So that's the power of a god, and even I was able to hear that I use the power beyond a god. I have to become much more powerful. Hey, Bug, how are you able to possess all that great power? But Dimon, why wasn't I able to feel your power? Have you invented a new stealth technique? Of course not, Vegeta. So I was able to find out the state I was able to access is known as the Super Saiyan God. Vegeta would be surprised to learn that Goku had been able to take his body to a state beyond the mortal, being able to reach divinity. Damn it, I'm not gonna stay behind you, damn insect power. I'm gonna access the state of a god. Of course you will, Vegeta, since we have to become very powerful, and for that, we have to be able to overcome each of our limits. Returning to the planet of Beerus, this one, with a great leap, he was able to wake up being very confused. Hey, Whis, what happened? How did we get to my planet? Is this a dream? Of course not, Mr. Beerus. The power of that Saiyan was so great that he caused enough damage to even knock you out. Are you telling me that I lost? No, Mr. Beerus, as both were knocked out at the same time, so the duel ended in a draw. Damn, I can't believe it. I'm the mighty god of destruction. I ended up with a draw with a mere mortal. This I can't believe. Mr. Beerus, it would be better to return to training, since as I could tell, the Saiyan has started training again. That's right, Whis. I want to get back to training and push my limits to beat that Saiyan in our next match. This was how Whis would start training Beerus again. However, the gigantic power of Goku had been able to wake up a powerful legendary warrior who had been asleep since the beginning of time. A powerful warrior had awakened after his great dream because he had felt the essence of one of his greatest rivals. That's right, this guy named Dante, the devourer of multiverses, had awakened after having had a great battle against the god Omni-Saiyan, which to everyone's surprise was the ancestor of Goku. For that reason, all the hidden power that Goku possessed could be explained. Apparently, the offspring of the cursed Yamoshi was able to transmit itself, despite having spent millions of years, and they still retain in their being the power of the Omni-Ultra Saiyan.
I will have to absorb them to return to my most powerful state.
That devourer of multiverses would begin to enter the multiverse of Zeno-sama, of which Daishinkan realized that an extremely gigantic and equally evil power had been able to destroy his angelic barriers as if they were simple sheets of paper.
What the hell was that? The power that is perceived by all the universes is amazing. Even I find it hard to stay on my feet.
That's right, the simple pressure of that warrior was able to end the lives of hundreds of planets due to all this negativity that radiated from his body. So even the gods and angels had too many difficulties to be able to stand up. So each of the angels, accompanied by their gods, were able to enter multiple dimensions, not to receive that pressure, which was even able to cut their breath. However, among the universes, a single warrior, he was able to stand up without any difficulty. And this mysterious warrior was Son Goku, which the essence of the powerful god Omni-Ultra-Saiyan slept inside.
I feel slight pressure on my body, but this will help me improve my skills to be much more, and to be able to become much more powerful.
But on the whole planet of Earth was beginning to destroy itself due to the pressure. Vegeta realizing this, and even though he wasn't able to move freely, he would use all his power and even his own body to protect the whole planet of Earth, his family. But Vegeta's power was useless because that negativity was consuming it as if he were a simple insect. Moreover, but before Vegeta was devoured, Goku would disappear before that great essence, because being able to disintegrate it with simple expulsion of his aura.
Damn, I thought that pressure and essence was part of my training, but I could feel like thousands of planets are eradicated by this pressure.
I have finally located you, Cursed. Apparently, all the Saiyan Omni have in their veins to protect all the universes. For that reason, I knew that you would go out to protect these pathetic universes.
Dante, despite being weakened, was able to move at an amazing speed. But if we compare his current speed with that of the past, it's like comparing a turtle and a rabbit. However, for the warriors of those universes, the speed of that warrior was still incomparable. So a powerful warrior had arrived in Universe 7, specifically to planet Earth. So he would begin to descend to the ground and prostrate himself face to face with the warrior who emanated such essence.
I can tell that you are the success of one of my great rivals, and the one only to be able to leave me in this pathetic state. So I need all your power to recover all my energy.
Do you think I'll give it to you so easily? I intend to end you, since you have ended thousands of innocent lives, and that I do not intend to forgive you, miserable.
You are very talkative. Despite not possessing the necessary power to confront me, you have not awakened even 5% of all the Omni-God Saiyan.
I don't know what you mean, but I'm not gonna let you destroy any more planets, and I'm gonna stop you, even if I have to leave my life on the battlefield.
Goku would begin to expel all his power by possessing the key of a god. He was able to access the Super Saiyan Blue. Although he wasn't able to dominate it 100%, his power was much greater. Goku would put himself in a battle pose, and despite being up with his guard, he wasn't able to dodge multiple blows that Dante had given him in thousandths of a second.
This is amazing. I wasn't able to see anything. The power of that guy is incomparable.
Vegeta would say this to himself while Goku had been sending to fly hundreds of meters, but he hadn't been able to see anything since Goku vomited huge amounts of blood, while all his organs seemed to explode.
How is it possible that he attacked me with all that speed? I wasn't able to see anything.
As far as I can tell, you possess an incredible resistance, since those blows were capable of ending the life of even a god of destruction of supreme level.
That won't be enough for you to beat me. This time I'll turn to my attack, so I hope you're ready. I'm gonna finish you!
Goku had thrown himself against that warrior. However, each of his blows were neutralized with incredible ease. So much so that he saw Goku as if he were a simple child compared to all his power. Goku, realizing that he was wearing out his energy, would retreat a few meters.
What the hell? Who is this bastard supposed to be? From what I'd understood, the god is the maximum and most powerful authority in the universe. But this guy surpasses the power of Beerus by 10 times.
Maybe you're tired of making a fool of yourself already. But for your bad luck, I want to have fun with you before I eat all your power and essence.
Dante would begin to move at an amazing speed, by which he would instantly connect multiple blows, which Goku likewise wasn't able to see anything, because being sent to the ground, creating a huge explosion by the impact.
Get this, you infernal ball of destruction!
A big attack was heading towards Goku and all the other warriors. However, Goku, when trying to stop it, even his body was affected and wrapped in that big sphere, which seemed that end of Goku had come. Vegeta, despite being with multiple wounds, would stand in front of the whole planet Earth.
I don't care if I die. I'm not gonna go to the other world without a fight. I'm not gonna let you end my family's life.
You are a simple trash beside me. You will not be able to do anything against me. So, for your bad luck, I will finish you with one blow. Vegeta would put himself in a battle pose, however he wasn't able to see anything, and the hand a few centimeters from hitting his heart had been stopped by Goku's palm, which with a supernatural force was able to make him fall to the ground. Superficially it seemed to have been a great attack, but for Dante's resistance it had been nothing. So this is the power of an Omni-Saiyan God, but apparently I'm not able to control it. But I have the time to finish this dam. Flashback. The great attack had been about to take the life of Son Goku. He was able to release all his hidden power, even accessing his greenish hair transformation. But inside, a new energy path had been unlocked, observing a being identical to him, so Goku would put himself in a battle pose. Where am I? Who are you? The subject would start to get closer, but the closer he got, the pressure increased in a big way.
Apparently, you've been able to awaken the power of the Omni-Saiyan. You being the last descendant of the powerful Yamoshi. The power runs with more intensity inside you, Kakarot.
What? I don't understand anything. Who are you? And how do you know my Saiyan name?
These are easy questions to answer. I'm Bardock, your father. And like you, I possess the power of the Super Omni-Saiyan God, but not with the same intensity as you. But I could teach you to access a small part of that power.
Damn, I've finally been able to meet my father. We find ourselves in this pathetic situation. I can't let my loved ones die.
I know, my son. All our ancestors share the same likeness. We are protectors, so I will give you a little of all the power that belongs to you. But you must train, since you are the key piece in the final battle.
Bardock was able to grant him the required knowledge so that Goku is able to access that state. And flashback. Dante had recovered from that pressure, but he was surprised to realize how Goku's body continued to release an amazing power. While everything began to shake, even hundreds of planets were destroyed by such power.
Whose is all this power? I can't believe it. That energy warrior is located near that warrior.
Daishaka would quickly communicate with all the gods so that they would quickly provide support to that warrior.
Gods and angels, I want you to quickly head to the planet Earth of Universe 7. We will already go in 5 minutes, because the King of All is ascending his combat form.
However, all the gods, including the angels, when they left that dimension, their bodies were pulled to the ground as if they were simple ants.
Daishaka-sama, we're not able to withstand all this pressure, as he's even able to completely neutralize us. We're sorry.
All the gods, together with their angels, would return to the dimension, but Daishaken would be amazed because the warriors of planet Earth would move without difficulty.
This is very strange. I'm sure that this warrior's responsible for all this. And in the same way, I'm 90% that the entity was
granting him a little of his energy. And at the moment of closing the door, he would destroy the entire door.
I know you'll fight a way out, Kakarot. You're the best warrior I've ever met. I trust you, insect.
Vegeta would return to the battlefield, realizing that Dante was with multiple wounds all over his body, but he still had great power to stay on the battlefield.
Damn worm. Now I'm going to finish you. That attack has caused me great damage, so I'll leech you right this instant.
Dante, no matter how much he was looking for Goku, he wasn't able to locate him, so he had headed towards Vegeta quickly, holding him by the neck.
Where did that bastard go? You can end me in this whole universe, but Kakarot's insect will end you. You need power to face the most powerful Saiyan.
Furious, Dante would pulverize Vegeta, just as he had exploded the entire planet Earth into 1,000 pieces. Meanwhile, in the Room of Time, being a very different dimension, Goku was safe and sound, but his whole body was in pieces due to the excess energy of the Super Saiyan God Omni. Goku's entire body was completely shattered as he had pushed his body to the limit, so he would start meditating to be able to heal most of his wounds, but despite his meditation, his internal energy would still be out of control. I have to get the control of all my power, because otherwise I'll explode, and I won't let him get away with it. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of All, Daishenka was very nervous as well as he was too surprised to realize how a warrior from Universe 7 had been able to give battle to that gigantic power.
This is bad. The power of that warrior is unmatched, and we'll not be able to do anything against him. But we have to communicate with such a warrior.
Daishenka would try to establish a connection with Son Goku, but it was impossible for him because he was in another dimension. Although this should not be a problem for the High Priest, the main problem was Goku's power, which was at deplorable levels.
In that case, I'll have to communicate with the god Beerus of the universe. He must have knowledge of a warrior of such power since he will be our.
Daishenka would begin to quickly move towards the dimension where all the gods were, but as he was about to arrive, he'd be hit by some extremely powerful blows by Dante the Multiverse Devourer, who was able to feel the essence of a priest.
You good-for-nothing worm. I wanted you to give me information about the ultimate Omega Saiyan God. After all our battle, he completely disappeared.
Daishenka, without being able to breathe in the same way, was surprised, but with a big blow, he was able to move away a little.
I can't believe that what this warrior said. It was said that the power of the Ultra Omega Saiyan God was impossible for any Saiyan. In fact, it was even said that it was simple fairy tales. So for that reason, that Saiyan was able to face him.
Dante would begin to approach Daishenka, which, with each of his footsteps, planets of the 12 universes were destroyed by such an increase in power so that after a few moments, both warriors were face to face. Daishenka in the same way would expel all his power. The power of the great priest would be felt by each of his children who, when using their staves, were surprised because their father, for the first time, resorted to using 100% of all his abominable power. This is amazing! Who is that warrior that even forces our father to use all his power?
Hey, Whis, we don't have to help the High Priest because even though he possesses all that amazing power, I don't think he'll be able to beat that warrior.
Are you implying that our father's weak?
Watch your words, God. Don't care that Whis is the most powerful angel. I'll defend my father's pride.
But everyone was amazed when they realized how Daishenka had been sent to a planet which would explode with simple contact, while his opponent laughed like a maniac.
What happened? I thought the priest of this multiverse would have much more power, since you are the last priest of the 4 multiverse.
Daishenka would have tried to recover from that powerful blow, however, he had received incredible damage with just one of the blows of that monster.
How is it possible that this is happening? And most of all, I can't believe that you were able to end the lives of the remaining 3
to communicate with Goku. Mr. Goku, I'm the Angel Whis, the Master of the God Destroyer of Universe 7. I inform you that the planet Earth will be destroyed by Dante. My father have informed me that you are the hope of the 12 universes, so I'll grant you with the required knowledge. Whis, despite being in another dimension, was able to grant him the required knowledge, and he was able to do it, because on this occasion, Goku's power was no longer so weakened. So at the moment, all the knowledge of an angel, including the knowledge of the great priest, would be transferred to Goku, which, due to the excess of information, would become unconscious. It's done, Father. I know we won't be able to face this monster, but we won't die without a fight. Both angels began to fight against Dante, but despite being at a disadvantage, they were not able to defeat him. The warrior, who was able to destroy 3 other multiverses, however, in the Kingdom of the Whole, Zeno-sama would notice strong exhortations of energy, so he would head towards where these disasters were perceived, accompanied by both guardians, but at the moment of arriving, what happened with everyone happened with Zeno-sama, because at the moment of observing him, he would go into absolute panic, stopping the battle. Mighty Dante, I know that we're no match for you, but please spare our lives. We promise to serve you.
Well, the little king of the whole of this multiverse. That's a surprise.
Zeno-sama would remember in the same way, as Dante was able to easily end the life of the all-powerful king, and Zeno-sama, who was considered the all-weaker king, would not have a chance.
Okay, I spare your lives as long as you bring me, the warrior who possesses the power of the Ultra Omega Saiyan.
But Lord, that's impossible, since that power is only a legend.
You're wrong, Zeno, because the power of that warrior really exists. So I want you to look for him, because his predecessor left me wounds, which to this day I'm not able to heal, and I need the power of him.
I understand. We'll do our best. Daishake and Whisk, come with me.
The trio of warriors would quickly leave.
My lord, it's better to die on the battlefield than to be under the orders of that miserable.
I think the same as my father. We have to be able to get in touch with Mr. Goku.
Who's Goku? And no, we'll not fight because Dante will not end our lives. Dante stays with all our divine root, so we will live inside a fate worse than death.
I understand on that occasion. We just have to make time, and Mr. Goku is the warrior who possesses the power of the Ultra Omega Saiyan. Zeno-sama would be surprised because even for him it was something surprising, since only legends of that overwhelming power were heard. Returned to the room of time, Goku was able to wake up, but with a strong headache, and at the moment his gaze would change to a much more serious look.
The deities of this universe were never evil. They just wanted to become much more powerful like me. But I will not forgive that guy who finished with my planet and my friends.
Goku would begin to meditate, and with the knowledge of his father, the angels had granted him, he was able to access the Ultra Instinct. In a matter of months, something that was extremely impossible since he was a mere mortal, but the power that he gave off in the Ultra Instinct was a power that very hardly any god or angel could face.
The power I'm getting is amazing, but I have to be able to access the Ultra Omega God Saiyan. I have to end that miserable one once and for all.
Goku would continue his arduous training. Meanwhile, in the 12 universes, they had plunged into extreme slavery, even the gods and angels.
I don't know where you are, but I'm in the 12 universes looking for something like you worm. So you better be prepared. He can't stand that this wretch treats us like his slaves and annihilates every being who's not willing to follow his orders.
Thus, 18 months had already passed in which Son Goku did not show signs of life, which was the beginning of Brother Dante, because he wanted to recover 100% of all his power. However, in all these months, Goku had been able to master his power completely. Moreover, he had even chosen to remain in his most primitive state, which was capable of even ending the life of a priest with a single blow, since even his tail gave him much more Saiyan power.
It's time, I'm ready. And I think even the Supreme who did me the favor of releasing all my power and the knowledge that I've obtained has helped me to obtain all this power. So it's time to get out of this place, put an end to that miserable.
Goku would begin to expel an amazing power, so much that the same dimension would begin to collapse, and even previously that this was impossible for him, since the very essence of Bardock used the last of his essence, so that he wouldn't be able to leave said dimension. If he was not able to overcome his power, Goku was able to make the dimension 1,000 pieces. So the instant to enter through the portal that had been created would appear directly in space, which would make him fill with an uncontrollable rage. Meanwhile, Dante, in an outburst of anger, would hold Beerus tightly.
You know that Saiyan's from your universe, so you better tell me where he is, or I'll end your pathetic life.
Furious, Daishake wouldn't stand it anymore, so at a great speed give him a powerful blow, which he was able to make him retreat, granting several blows to both warriors.
On this occasion, I'll finish with you good for nothing.
Dante would start to create a giant sphere of energy, so he would throw it against everyone present.
I hope that this warrior is able to put an end to the evil of this guy.
But when everyone had accepted the inevitable end, Goku would appear in front of everyone, pulverizing Dante's attack, and with a very serious look would observe him.
I'm not gonna let you breathe one more day, because this very time, I'm gonna end your life completely.
Goku expelled a little more of his incredible power, which on this occasion left Dante very surprised since his power had risen in an unreal way. Goku had been affected, so Goku would take that advantage, being able to connect a powerful blow, making him fall to the ground, causing a big explosion all over the place.
What's going on? Is that all the power of the so-called multiverse eater?
Dante would try to stand up, but it was impossible for him, since his whole body was in pieces. That's right, Goku, in each blow that he connected successfully, injected the energy of the Ultra Omega God. So Dante, in each course of the battle, was only becoming a time bomb, until Goku decides when to explode it.
Ugh, I can't believe it. Why a legendary warrior be defeated again by a Saiyan, and the most fruitful, a Saiyan who hasn't spent his whole life training.
Goku was starting to get closer to Dante, so Dante would throw thousands of energy attacks, which were all directed towards Goku. They seemed to be thousands, but Goku, just by expelling his aura a little, was able to disintegrate each of his attacks.
This is incredible. This is completely humiliating, Dante, the warrior who is said to know no rival at this time.
Apparently he has been saved by all the knowledge that we have granted him, Father.
I don't think so, Whis. Since the power he's using, I don't know. So that means that the Saiyan had been able to get that power on his own.
That's impossible, since to get all that in such a short period of time. But I'm glad I'm still able to put an end to the reign of that miserable. Dante, as if he were a mere mortal, he was receiving a beating from Goku, who, in each exchange of blows, was able to take away his divinity. That's right, for that reason, Dante's power began to decrease in an incredible way. But at the moment that Dante would fall to the ground again, blood spread from all over his body.
My blood. This can't be. How many millions had to elapse for a subject to be able to harm me like this?
Dante would enter a state of shock, so his power, as if it were magic, would begin to increase again. But something strange was happening, since the negative power of the 12 universes and even the 4 multiverses was entering Dante's body. So the level he was reaching was an incredible power, which on this occasion even made Goku nervous. So instantly he tried to explode it, but to his surprise, absolutely nothing would happen.
Damn it! With the power he's getting, my energy hasn't been enough. So that's the real power of Dante, the devourer of multiverses.
Dante would continue with his increase in power. That's right, the power that was perceived all over the place seemed to have no limit. However, Goku was a little confident.
If only by pushing her body to the limit her speed was comprised in that way. With this power, she won't be able to move.
Dante, of a great explosion, was able to expel all his power, but to everyone's surprise, his appearance had completely changed. That's right, and the same negative energy had given him a body much more resistant and to maintain an incredible speed, since his new appearance was much thinner while wearing an absolutely black suit.
I don't know what the hell happened to me, but with this power, I have planned to finish you, dare mortal.
Dante, at the moment, from one of his hands was able to create an incredible vacuum all over the place, which even looked like a black hole. But Goku would activate his pressure so that the gravity wouldn't be able to absorb them. But all over the place, a maniacal laughter could be heard.
I don't know what the hell happened, but this power is amazing.
Dante, like a flash, was able to heal a tremendous blow to Goku, which on this occasion had caused him incredible damage. So much so that even his sea of energy had stopped for a few thousandths of a second, which was impressive.
Ah, and it hurt me too much. What happened to it?
But without Goku being able to recover completely, he would begin to receive a shower of blows. On the part of Dante, the battle had completely turned around, since Dante, being about to die, was able to release a much greater power. So at the moment, Goku would be thrown to a planet, completely destroying. Goku would try to recover in one of the debris of the planet, but Dante would not grant him the necessary time, since Goku was involved in a shower of blows again.
Multiverse, destroying fists.
Dante's fists were strengthened much more, with which, on this occasion, even his internal energy was being affected.
Apparently not even the power of the Ultra Omega Saiyan was able to protect us this time.
No, Father, there was something strange, because if you look closely in every exchange of blows, Mr. Goku can be observed as he smiles.
Whis, don't say stupid things. Goku is getting beat up. We better come up with a plan to finish that fucker before he's tired.
But at that moment, as if he were a miracle, Dante would come out again against the ground with millions of wounds all over his body, while in the sky a negative aura was formed.
Did you think that you were the only one to master negative energy? And I'm amazed by the power I possess now, so you better say goodbye to this world.
No, I can't lose, much less with all this power, so I'll annihilate you.
Dante and Goku began to exchange millions of blows, but Goku, without trusting himself and taking the battle much more seriously, he would begin to finish with each of Dante's bones. He even on this occasion did not damage his energy veins. On the contrary, he destroyed them with every blow he gave him, which would cause too much blood to flow all over the place.
I really am not able to assimilate the power that warrior possesses, because despite receiving those blows, he has not been bent. I can't believe it.
Goku would start walking towards Dante, which on this occasion his temperament had changed drastically, since his whole being asked him to flee the place, so Dante would kneel, beg, so that Goku would be able to forgive his life. But the instant that Dante raised his gaze, he could only observe the silhouette of the same death. "I can't forgive your life, since you ended up with innocent people and that has no forgiveness, so die." Goku with a simple attack was able to destroy Dante completely, so at the moment, he would approach all the gods. "It's finally over, but I want to keep getting much more powerful."
Mr. Goku, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you, but would you like to train for one of the most powerful warriors of the 12 universes?
And what do I have to do? Will I have to fight with powerful warriors?
That's right. You'll even fight with warriors from different timelines, so we want a powerful warrior to represent us.
In that case, of course I accept. But I would like to revive all my family and loved ones who were annihilated by Dante's dam.
Well, there's no problem, because thanks to Zeno-sama, we've gathered the Super Dragon Balls, with which we can make everything go back to normal.
Daishoken would invoke the powerful god Zama, with which they were able to restore everything caused by Dante. Each planet of the 12 universes had returned to normal, so Goku would return to planet Earth.
After all, you're right, Kakarot. We're always having to keep training in case a warrior as powerful as that damn one shows up again.
Of course, Vegeta, but would you like to participate in a tournament with more powerful beings of the different timelines?
I didn't understand anything you told me. What do you mean by that?
Goku would explain everything to him, so the warriors went to the time room, so that Vegeta would also be able to awaken the power of Saiyan God. Goku would start training Vegeta, in which Goku's power would not increase in the slightest, since he was focused on teaching everything to the Prince of the Saiyans. Meanwhile, on the planet of the god Beerus, both deities were talking about everything that happened.
Whis, what do you think will happen from now on, since even Goku's much more powerful than the king of all Zeno-sama?
I have no idea, Mr. Beerus, but by all fortune, Mr. Goku's heart does not possess absolute evil, so we can rest easy. But for all the 12 universes, 2 gigantic powers would be present. That's right, Goku was even able to transmit a little of his power to the Prince of the Saiyans, with which it was enough for him to awaken all his power completely. He reached a very different state from Goku, but several Omni marks would be present all over his body.
I appreciate it, Kakarot. Now I'll be able to protect my family from any threat.
And I took care of protecting all the 12 universes, and we're prepared for those warriors from the other timelines. Hehehe. Now, how interesting.
Daishoken would appear in front of both Saiyans, being surprised.
Daishoken, we both will be the warriors that will represent this multiverse, and we'll have new adventures.
And that's how Goku and Vegeta got together and put on high the multiverse of the great Zeno-sama. 70 million years ago, there was an unimaginable void without any life, when suddenly emerged a being which didn't know it was himself where he was.
What's going on? What am I? I can't see anything. What is this immense void?
What he didn't know was, until that moment, was that he was an omnipotent being who was going to create everything known as the universe. He would even create a whole multiverse full of different types of life in order to find at some point an individual who could match or surpass the strength of his son called Zeno-sama. In Zeno-sama's palace, 30 million years after the birth of Zeno-sama's father, he introduces himself to his son.
Zeno-sama, my son, you've grown strong and apparently you've become very powerful over the centuries.
Father, I've always felt that my existence has no purpose. I often get bored. Why did you bring me to life to be bored?
70 million years ago, there was a void from which I was created. As I grew, I developed powers and immeasurable strength. As a result of that, a need was born in me to find a being who could match or surpass your strength, to even equal my own greatness. That's why I created planets, galaxies, universes, and living beings of various species.
All this was created just so that I could exist?
Yes, my son. Every star, every life form, everything has a purpose. To prepare you to be the supreme god of all that I've created. You're the main reason for all my creation.
It's a heavy burden, Father. Why me?
Because in you, I see the true potential to rule in this vast cosmos. You are the hope to maintain harmony among the creations that have sprung from my being. You are the missing piece in this cosmic chest.
Father, all this that you tell me is an enormous responsibility. I don't know if I'm ready to be able to do it. What if I fail?
There is no failure, son. Your very existence is success. Every moment in your life has molded you into the supreme being that you are. I trust you will fulfill your destiny.
What about you, Father? What role do you play in all this?
My role is to guide you from the shadows, to watch you fulfill your purpose. Finding balance in the universe is a task that requires your leadership. I'll be here, in the darkness, watching you carry out the mission I have given you.
I understand, Father. Leave everything in my hands.
Thus passed centuries, millennia, in which Zeno-sama was guided by his father to govern the immense multiverse he had created for him, but now convinced of the purpose he had in his life. In the present time, 30 million years after the conversation that Zeno-sama and his father had, in one of the universes created by Father Zeno, on a planet called Earth, Kakarot and Vegeta were training together with Whis and Beerus after having faced very powerful beings. While they were training, the Earth was illuminated by flashes of energy. As Kakarot and Vegeta embark on intense training, Whis and Beerus watch from a distance, assessing the Saiyans' every move as they prepare to rise in their skills.
Hey, Vegeta! Remember when we first faced Frieza? That guy was incredibly strong.
Yes, Kakarot. It was our first encounter with an enemy of another level. But we cannot forget the Cell Bug, that creature with cells from all of us. He put us in big trouble with his martial arts tournament. Luckily, your son became strong. Both Saiyans exchanged energy blasts. Each hit and dodge was an echo of their long history of battles.
Ah, yes! The first time he showed the teleportation technique. That was amazing! Thanks to Gohan, we were able to defeat him.
But then came Majin Buu. That battle was unforgettable. We had to merge to have a chance.
That fusion was great, but we also learned about redemption and kindness at that time. Buu became good because of you.
As they continue their training, the energy of both Saiyans light up the space. Whis and Beerus watch with interest. Yes, but don't forget about Beerus, that god of destruction who almost wiped out the Earth with a single sneeze. Although in the end, he turned out to be more of a joker than we thought.
Yes, I remember when I tried to fight him in my Super Saiyan 3 form. I wasn't at his level, but at least I gave him a fight in my Super Saiyan God form, and that was possible thanks to all of you.
That's right, and now we're here, training with Whis and Beerus. We cannot let our guard down, Kakarot. There'll always be bigger challenges.
Exactly! Every fight makes us stronger. Let's keep training and bettering ourselves.
Of course. We're always one step closer to being the strongest warriors in the universe. The training continues as Kakarot and Vegeta, under the tutelage of Whis and Beerus, strive to reach new levels of power in order to defend the Earth from new and more powerful enemies that may appear with the desire to destroy the planet that welcomed them. While Kakarot and Vegeta were training to overcome their limits, Whis and Beerus encouraged them to keep improving.
Very good, Saiyans. Keep it up.
Yes, they're very strong, but I don't know if that'll be enough to keep my interest. Suddenly, they feel a dark presence and the whole environment begins to become dark, and a dark, powerful presence fills the place.
What's going on, Mr. Whis? Something's not right. I feel an extremely powerful and dark presence.
That feeling sounds familiar. Who could it be? The darkness intensifies, and suddenly an opposing figure appears in front of them like a shadowy nebula. Inhabitants of the multiverse, have you missed me? Hello, dear inhabitants of the multiverse. I've come to observe progress of my creations.
What? Who is this guy?
I don't know, Kakarot, but his presence is overwhelming.
No way.
What? The figure lingers in a shadowy haze, with the speaker being the father of Zeno-sama, the omnipotent being who created the multiverse. This one appears in all multiverse, where all the warriors were training for future problems. This guy is the father of Zeno-sama, the creator of everything we know of universes beyond our imagination. I didn't think we'd ever see him.
Sir, your arrival is unexpected. Forgive the insolence, but to what do we owe you presents?
The inclination of Whis and all the angels of different universes is because they have knowledge of who was the father of Zeno-sama. For that reason, they have a great fear and respect for him. I see you've been busy, warriors. You have faced great obstacles throughout your insignificant lives, but this time has come. Are you strong enough?
We're always up for a good challenge.
Shut up, Kakarot. Don't you feel how powerful he is? How can you say that? Haven't you noticed something missing in the multiverse? At that moment, Zeno-sama's father set out to tell them the reason for the ambiguous question. Moments before Zeno's father appeared before the whole multiverse, he was very angry because when he woke up from the dream of millions of years, he was surprised that many things had happened that went against the main reason why he created the whole universe. Because of this, he appears before his son Zeno-sama. In the center of the realm of everything, the overwhelming presence of Zeno-sama's father eclipses space. His voice booms like thunder as he directs his fury towards his son Zeno-sama. The latter, visibly nervous, tries to defend himself as the tension between the two intensifies. Zeno-sama, you failed in your duty as Supreme God. All the warriors of the multiverse have overstepped their bounds and now dare to call themselves gods. Gods? This is unacceptable!
Father, I understand that this is all being misunderstood, but...
There's no excuses, Zeno-sama. Your lack of authority has allowed inferior beings to rise above us. How dare you let them usurp the title of gods?
I'm sorry, Father. I did not intend for things to come to this point.
The anger in Father Zeno's voice increases. His tone becomes more defiant and contemptuous. Your intention? Your weakness has sullied the name of our divinity. The only god here is me, and no one else should dare to call himself that. No one!
Father, I understand that I'm in your debt, but we can find another way to restore order.
Father Zeno's response is an explosion of contempt and fury. You do not deserve the title of God at all. Your weakness has tainted my creation. Because of your incompetence, I must restore the balance, even if it means getting rid of you.
What? Father, please don't do it! There's so much I can still learn and improve! I can fix all of this!
Zeno-sama's imploration is lost in Father Zeno's cold determination. It is already too late, Zeno. Weakness must be eradicated from existence for true power to prevail. In an instant, Zeno-sama's father unleashes a blast of devastating energy that engulfs Zeno-sama and begins to tear him to shreds as he screams in pain.
No, Father, please! Ah!
Order has been restored. No one else will dare to challenge my supremacy. I will now take it upon myself to re-establish balance through my creation. In the present day, in front of the terrified warriors, due to what Zeno-sama's father had informed them what had happened to his son Zeno-sama, a being they all adored and feared. You insignificant beings now understand. Because of this, I will destroy all the timelines and universes that exist. I am a divine being, omnipotent, and I can do it. But I will give you a chance to fight for your lives. So I'll organize a tournament in which the strongest warriors of the entire multiverse will participate so that the power will prevail. Earth 2024.
What?
This can't be true.
Do you think we can face something like that, Mr. Piccolo?
Oh? We'll have to train a lot physically and, above all, mentally. The idea of a tournament piques his interest, seeing the opportunity to test his own power and perhaps become even stronger. Thraxus Nocturne. Planet sunk in the shadows.
A tournament, eh? Well, I'll show that true power is not limited to divine beings.
I won't let them destroy our future. I will fight in that tournament and protect my own.
A tournament with the strongest warriors, huh? It'll be my chance to show that the Saiyans are not insignificant beings. We will see who is truly divine in this tournament. My empire will prevail.
A competition between the strongest. Interesting. I was showed that the Metacoolers are superior in all universes.
Nigerian, a world with perpetually cloudy skies where storms of dark energy lash the surface.
Father, this tournament will be the perfect occasion to show you that my power surpasses yours. Perfect. I'll show my true power and wreak havoc in every corner of the multiverse. Destruction in a tournament. What a magnificent combination. I will be the ultimate warrior and subdue all under my rule. Let's fight. This tournament will be my stage to demonstrate the power I've obtained.
Dracoria, homeworld of the humanoid dragon warriors and the descendants.
The threat of destruction is overwhelming. My fire may not be enough to face its dark omnipotence. A shadow that threatens to destroy everything. My ability to manipulate the darkness may not be enough. Even with my swordsmanship, facing an omnipotent divine being will be an unparalleled challenge. This divine being has the power to destroy everything I love. My fire will be my defense. A divine threat. My control over thunderstorms will be enough. This will be a challenge like never before.
After seeing the various emotions and thoughts of the main participants of the tournament, Zeno-sama's father begins to explain the rules of this supposed tournament.
Minimal beings. The rules are simple. The tournament will be to the death. It will be held in a timeless space where the laws of time and physics are temporarily suspended. The only way to eliminate an opponent is to make his heart stop. It is by killing him. There's no other way. In this tournament, it is either you or your rival. There's no limits on the use of skills. You must unleash your full potential without restriction, so as not to be destroyed in the process. I'll be the one who will watch over the whole process. The participant who wins will have the joy of facing me, putting his life and the life of his universe at stake. But I'm a PS deity, and I will bring him the opportunity to have a divine power similar to mine for a determined time. If he does not take the advantage of it, he will have to accept the consequences.
In spite of the uncertainty that the warriors have in front of what the father of Zeno-sama has said, some are excited and others are worried.
Wow, this sounds exciting! A tournament with fighters from all universes. It's gonna be great!
Why should we trust this tournament to be fair? By killing them?
So I can fight to the best of my ability. But killing beings that are just fighting for their lives is not nice.
I hope everything I've said has been clear to everyone. The only rule is that you have to kill your opponent so that they don't kill you. I want to make that clear. You will have to kill your opponent. The way we will check if you're worthy of calling yourselves gods.
Father Zeno disappears and everything returns to normal. You can see Kakarot's excited about the new enemy that is seen. It is very powerful. Vegeta, scared and worried about his family, angry with Kakarot.
Wow, that guy's incredibly strong. I'm excited to fight him in the next tournament.
Excited? Do you realize what's at stake, Kakarot? The enemy is dangerous, and we can't just underestimate him.
But Vegeta, that guy has awesome power. It's gonna be the best fight of our lives.
This is not a game, Kakarot. Do you realize that we're putting our families and the entire universe at risk?
I know it's serious, Vegeta, but it's also a chance to get better. Besides, Zeno-sama's father is excited about this.
I can't believe you're so carefree. My family's in danger and you're excited about a fight.
I'm not saying I'm not serious, Vegeta, but when an opportunity presents itself to measure our power, I can't resist.
You always think about the fight, don't you? Sometimes I wish you had a little more responsibility.
Vegeta, I understand that you're worried about Bulma and Trunks, but trust that we can protect them.
I don't like the idea of someone else deciding about our lives.
I understand, Vegeta, but do you really think we can ignore this opportunity?
I'm not going to lose my family over a fight, but I also know that I can't stop you from getting excited about the battle.
At that moment, the tension between Kakarot and Vegeta is palpable as they prepare to face the new enemy. While Kakarot is filled with excitement for the fight, Vegeta faces the situation with a mixture of fear and determination. Thus, the training of the entire multiverse for the survival of their species began. From the moment on, the most powerful warriors of all the universes began to train with greater intensity in order to save their universes and timelines. After having communicated with the entire multiverse from the realm of everything, the father of Zeno-sama would observe everything from a crystal screen, that the warriors were getting stronger and stronger. He sent his shadow warriors to slow down the process of them.
What is this feeling that stirs my supreme being? A mixture of fascination and disdain. It's inevitable that mortals yearn for more, that they aspire to surpass their boundaries. Yet some of these warriors are reaching levels I cannot allow. Their power threatens the balance I've established. It's enough that they're mere participants in my tournament. They must be contained. They must be eliminated before their ascensions endanger the stability of my creation. My shadow warriors, creatures of the shadow and executioners of my will travel throughout all the universes. They'll be my instruments to stop these reckless advances. I will not allow the power of these warriors to grow beyond the limits set by my divinity.
Father Zeno, we're here to receive your orders.
Shadow creatures, my loyal enforcers, the time has come. The universes pulsate with an energy that threatens to destabilize the order I've established. Mortal warriors, in their relentless pursuit of power, are rising to dangerous heights. Their progress must be halted.
Your orders are our will. How do you wish us to proceed?
Each of you will disperse among the universes. Your mission is to find those warriors who dare to exceed the limits imposed. There's no room for compassion. The threat must be eradicated. Annihilate them without mercy.
We will, Father Zeno. No warrior will be strong enough to defy your will.
The shadow creatures set off to every universe and timeline to destroy every warrior who would participate. Along the way, they encountered weak warriors who they destroyed with these strong and very powerful ones. It was dusk when suddenly the Earth's atmosphere trembled with an unnatural darkness. In the blink of an eye, shadow creatures emerged from the interdimensional shadows, ethereal and menacing beings that would challenge even the strength of the mightiest warriors. Kakarot and Vegeta, training on the vast battlefield of Earth, sensed the arrival of an ominous presence. Shadow creatures, their ethereal forms and eyes burning with the intensity of darkness, materialized before them.
What are you? We are servants of Father Zeno. Your progress has been noted and must be halted.
The will of Father Zeno is the supreme law.
The warriors have exceeded the allowable limits and will now be destroyed.
The shadow creatures moved with an agility that defied logic, leaving behind them trails of darkness. Kakarot and Vegeta prepared for the confrontation, their energies flashing in response to the threatening presence.
Well, it looks like we have new opponents. This should be interesting.
No matter who sends them, will not allow them to stop our progress.
The shadow creatures, speechless, rushed towards Kakarot and Vegeta with flashing speed. The battle ahead would not only be a test of strength, but a struggle between light and darkness, between the determination of the warriors and the will of the father of Zeno-sama. The battle rages in the environment, plants, stones, and sky are witness to the incredible demonstration of power. Kakarot and Vegeta, deploying a great amount of ki, are in the center ready to face the two mysterious shadow warriors that attack them. Shadow Creature 1 moves at breakneck speed, leaving only flashes of darkness in its wake. Its form is ethereal, almost impossible to follow with the eye. It attacks with incredible precision, throwing punches and kicks that defy the perception of time. Shadow Creature 2 stands out for its devastating power. Its every strike sends out waves of dark energy that distort the surrounding space. Its presence emanates an ominous aura that shakes even the particles of space. The fight begins with Kakarot and Vegeta charging forward, but the shadow creatures respond with astonishing agility, dodging every blow and counterattacking with almost invisible movements. Faced with the speed of the Shadow Warriors, Kakarot and Vegeta are forced to raise their power to Super Saiyan level.
Vegeta, these guys are incredibly fast. I can't even keep up with their moves.
Looks like our usual speed isn't enough. We'll have to raise our power to the maximum.
Both Saiyans concentrate, their golden auras bursting as they transform into Super Saiyan. Their golden hair lights up the space as they launch into a fierce offensive. But the Shadow Warriors remain equally agile, gracefully dodging the attacks. The intensity of the power illuminates the space.
Now, Vegeta, let's go all out!
Let's go, Kakarot!
The Saiyans rush towards these Shadow Warriors with a fierce offensive. However, the Shadow creatures dodge their attacks with surprising grace, moving through the energy blast with ease.
Is that the best you can do, Saiyans?
Their speed is admirable, but they're still not up to par. Damn it! We can't go on like this, Kakarot. We need something else.
You're right, Vegeta. Let's take this to the next level.
Faced with persistent speed of the Shadow Warriors, Kakarot and Vegeta rise their power even higher, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue. Their blue auras flash with intensity, and the pressure of their power shakes the surrounding space. However, the Shadow Warriors are not daunted. The battle reaches its peak as the four warriors are engulfed in a frenzy of energy. Kakarot launches his attack called Kamehameha, and Vegeta launches his final flash attack, but the Shadow Warriors respond with counterattacks that defy the laws of physics. Then the clash of these powerful attacks causes an immense explosion. At the precise moment that both Saiyan warriors, the shadow creatures, collided their attacks, the explosion resulting from the collision of the attacks left a crater on the battlefield, while a dense smoke obscured the view. Amidst the haze, Goku with a serious but confident expression, and Vegeta, also with a confident expression of having destroyed the shadow creatures with his attacks, stood on guard, ready to face whatever emerged from this smoke. Suddenly, as soon as the smoke dissipated from the battlefield, the shadowy creatures emerged unharmed, floating in the air with an even more intense presence. Their forms twisted, revealing an even darker and more powerful transformation. Now with eyes glowing with a more intense light, the shadow creatures uttered a great malevolent laugh and moved towards Goku and Vegeta with renowned ferocity. The sky was covered with dark clouds, and lightning intermittently illuminated the scene. The creatures, once scattered, began to converge into a chaotic mass. Their bodies intertwined and merged, creating a monstrous entity that emanated a dark and malevolent aura. The fusion of the creatures was completed with a loud roar, and before Goku and Vegeta emerged, a nightmarish creature. The fused creature had a grotesque figure, with twisted limbs and glowing eyes filled with evil. Its body was enveloped in a halo of dark energy, which distorted the space around it. The ground shook with every step he took, and the waves of evil energy generated chaos on the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta exchanged determined glances. They knew they faced an unprecedented threat. The fusion of the creatures had given rise to a being of incredible power and speed. Goku frowned, clenching his fists, while Vegeta gave a cocky grin.
Kakarot, looks like things have become interesting. I didn't expect to have to face something like this.
Yes, Vegeta. This creature's no joke. We're gonna have to give it our all.
Both warriors raised their ki to the maximum, surrounding themselves with an intense golden and blue aura. Their hair stood on end and the earth trembled under the pressure of their combined power. The fused creature responded with a guttural laugh and advanced towards them with great strides.
Come on, Vegeta. Let's attack together and put an end to this.
For once, Kakarot, I agree.
The battle reached its climax as Goku and Vegeta, enveloped in their golden and blue auras, launched themselves towards the fused creature. Every punch and burst of energy echoed through the air, creating a spectacle of flashes and booms. The creature, however, was not easy to defeat. Its agility and strength were astounding, dodging the Saiyans' attacks with ease.
Vegeta, we need to find an opening in its defense. Focus!
I know, Kakarot, but this thing's fast.
The fused creature responded with a ripping attack, sending the Saiyans flying across the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta, however, quickly recovered and stood up with renewed determination.
We can't underestimate this thing. Come on, Vegeta, let's attack together.
All right, Kakarot, together we'll defeat it.
Goku nodded and they concentrated their energies into an amazing combined attack. A brilliant flash of light and blue light materialized in their hands, growing with each second. The fused creature, seeing the imminent threat, tried to counterattack, but it was too late.
Final Flash!
The powerful beam of combined energy shot towards the fused creature, illuminating the dark battle with its radiance. However, just when impact seemed inevitable, the creature, in the last act of desperation, deployed a dark shield that managed to resist the Saiyans' assault. The result explosion sent Goku and Vegeta flying backwards, returning them to their base form, leaving them dazed and severely injured on the ground. The fused creature, though weakened, struggled to its feet, its malevolent aura flickering, but far from fading completely.
Vegeta, we're in trouble. This thing's stronger than we thought.
Vegeta, however, lay motionless on the ground with visible wounds and his aura rapidly diminishing.
Vegeta! Don't give up, Vegeta!
The fused creature, slowly recovering, calmly approached towards Vegeta with a palpable malevolence in its glowing eyes.
Your efforts are futile. I'm the amalgam of darkness itself. This is the end of you, Saiyan Prince.
Goku, full of rage and despair, stood up and threw himself towards the creature with what was left of his strength. However, the creature, with a simple wave of its hand, unleashed a wave of dark energy that enveloped Kakarot and threw him violently to the ground.
Vegeta, we need a plan.
The fused creature approached Vegeta, lifting him off the ground with one hand. The Saiyan Prince, barely conscious, opened his eyes to meet the cold, merciless gaze of his energy.
Kakarot, do whatever it takes.
The fused creature, with a contemptuous gesture, threw Vegeta back to the ground, leaving him on the verge of death. The battle, which had begun with hope, now became bleaker than ever. With his partner down and his own strength waning, Kakarot faced a strength that seemed insurmountable. Goku, sensing the desperation of the situation, recalled the hermit seeds he carried with him. The moment the fused creature came speeding towards him, Goku managed to dodge the blow swiftly, approached Vegeta and handed him one of the valuable seeds.
Vegeta, eat this! It'll give you the energy to keep fighting!
At the same time, Goku also consumed one of the seeds. Vegeta, barely conscious, accepted the seed and consumed it urgently. The hermit seed acted quickly, healing Vegeta's wounds and restoring his life energy. Flashes of golden light surrounded the Saiyan Prince. As he stood up, his eyes were gaining determination.
Kakarot, don't underestimate me. I can keep fighting.
Fine, Vegeta, but we need something else to defeat this creature. Do you remember the fusion technique?
Vegeta frowned but nodded in understanding. Both Saiyans positioned themselves in front of the fused creature, focusing their energies.
Vegeta, let's do it! Let's merge!
I don't think it'll come to this, Kakarot, but I have no choice.
Both warriors stood side by side, raising their hands into the front and began to concentrate their energies. The atmosphere was filled with a brilliant glow as the two Saiyans merged into a single entity. The resulting figure was a perfect combination of Goku and Vegeta with a powerful golden aura enveloping their fused bodies. This fusion creature showed signs of unease as it witnessed the transformation. The new Saiyan entity turned to it with a determined look. The fusion between Goku and Vegeta, known as Gogeta, and his Super Saiyan form was now evident. Gogeta, with the combined voice of Goku and Vegeta, said, "Prepare for defeat. We're the fusion of the Saiyans, and there's nothing we cannot overcome." With a unified shout, the Saiyan fusion lunged towards the fused creature with incredible speed and power. The battle between the Saiyan fusion and the fused creature erupted into a frenzy of power and skill. Every move, every blow, every burst of energy shook the battlefield. The earth trembled under the intensity of the confrontation, and the sky lit up with the sparks of energy released during the fight. Gogeta, with the combination of Goku's cunning and Vegeta's determination, proved to be an unstoppable force. However, the fused creature did not yield easily, showing a resilience that defied expectations. Both contenders were at a stalemate, each pushing their limits to the max. Goku and Vegeta, in their fused form, began to feel the need to unleash more power to overcome their formidable foe. In a moment of perfect synchronization, both Saiyans raised their ki to the limit, and the atmosphere itself began to be distorted with the built-up pressure.
It's time to take this to the next level!
In a dazzling flash, the Saiyan fusion underwent an astonishing metamorphosis. His once golden hair now turned sapphire blue, and his aura took on a heavenly hue. The transformation to Super Saiyan Blue had taken place. The fused creature recoiled momentarily as it witnessed the new form. Shocked by the magnitude of the power unleashed, however, the Saiyan fusion showed no mercy and lunged towards with dizzying speed.
Prepare for true Saiyan strength!
The attacks and counterattacks reached a speed that defied perception. The fused creature, despite its previous endurance, was outmatched by the speed and aggressiveness of the Saiyan fusion in its Super Saiyan Blue form. The battle had not yet come to an end. In a final attempt to resist, the fused creature unleashed its own dark power, enveloping the Saiyan fusion in a spiral of chaotic energy. Gogeta, in response, concentrated his energy to the maximum in an act of rage.
Let's go farther!
The energy surrounding the Saiyan fusion intensified and exploded in a dazzling burst. The bright blue aura became more intense, and the power of the Saiyan fusion increased to unimaginable levels. The sky lit up with glows and waves of energy as the fused creature faced Gogeta's unstoppable strength. However, in an unexpected twist, the creature began to build up a dark and sinister energy, revealing a hidden power.
Your resistance is impressive, Saiyans, but you have not seen my true potential.
The fused creature transformed, its fusion distorting further. A black aura filled with malevolence surrounded its body as its eyes glowed with terrifying intensity.
What the hell is it doing?
The fused creature, now imbued with a new dark power, lunged at Gogeta with surprising speed. Despite Gogeta's formidable strength in his Super Saiyan Blue form, the fused creature seemed to be able to anticipate even more.
Now you'll experience true darkness.
Gogeta sensed the threat, deciding to take his own power to the extreme. In a blink of an eye, he activated the technique, the Kaioken. His blue aura multiplied into a mixture of blue and red, and the intensity of the battle reached levels never seen before.
It's time to put an end to this! Kaioken!
Gogeta's speed and strength multiplied exponentially, and the fused creature was momentarily caught off guard. However, the creature counterattacked with a blast of dark energy that enveloped Gogeta, but he struggled to resist. Gogeta, in his Kaioken state, felt the need to raise his power even higher. Thus, his ki increased, causing the earth to tremble from such immense power, destroying mountains and lifting rocks into the skies. At that precise moment, he disappeared from the sight of the fused creature, appearing from behind and creating a glowing bluish sphere of energy that materialized between his hands.
Final Kamehameha!
The energy sphere impacted against the fused creature with unparalleled force. The resulting explosion lit up the sky, dispersed the creature's dark energy. However, when the light faded, the fused creature emerged once again, albeit visibly weakened.
Do not underestimate my power, Saiyans. I have attained a form beyond your comprehension.
Gogeta, sensing the gravity of the situation, prepared for the next confrontation. The battle, far from over, was entering even more dangerous terrain, with the fate of the universe hanging in the balance in this fierce struggle between light and darkness. The battlefield was plunged into utter chaos, with destructive shockwaves reverberating throughout space. Gogeta, with his combined aura of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken, was moving at speeds that defied perception. The fused creature, despite his new enhanced form, was momentarily outmatched by the Saiyan warrior's speed.
Darkness cannot defeat light! It's time to seal your fate!
Though weakened, the fused creature did not give up. With impressive speed, it lunged towards Gogeta, unleashing a series of dark attacks that even defied the Kaioken's speed.
Your light is but a fleeting glimmer. In the eternity of darkness, you will suffer.
Gogeta, with sharp reflexes at precise moments, will dodge the fused creature's attacks. The battle reached an even greater frenzy, with a clash of fists and kicks creating waves of energy that swept the surrounding landscape. The once dark and stormy sky were illuminated by the flashes on the contest. In the beginning of the moment of opportunity, Gogeta channeled the Kaioken to an even higher level. His aura became more intense, mixing blue with red in a dazzling display. Seeing the new burst of power, the fused creature recoiled momentarily, a moment Gogeta took advantage of to gather energy.
This is the limit of your darkness! Prepare for the end!
Gogeta, with unmatched speed, appeared in front of the fused creature, concentrating his energy to a single point. A glowing sphere of energy formed between his hands, but this time, the sphere was not blue, it was a mixture of colors. A fusion of the power of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken.
Kaioken 20 times! Final Kamehameha!
The now larger, more powerful energy sphere hurled with impressive speed towards the fused creature. The resulting explosion illuminated the entire horizon, causing the mountains and valleys to be enveloped in a dazzling glow. When the light faded, the fused creature lay defeated on the ground. its dark aura completely dissipated. Gogeta, with his Super Saiyan Blue form and Kaioken still activated, watched cautiously. The intense battle had come to an end, but the price of the confrontation was reflected in the devastated Earth and the wear and tear visible on the Saiyan warrior.
I hope that was enough. This universe can't take any more of this destruction.
With a flash, Gogeta deactivated the Kaioken and returned to his base form. As silence descended over the battlefield, the lingering question was whether the threat had truly been eliminated or if there was still challenges to be faced in the vast cosmos. Goku and Vegeta, feeling that the threat had been neutralized for the moment, separated from the Saiyan fusion. The intensity of the battle had left both Saiyans exhausted, but their attention was diverted to a disturbing reality. In the corner of their vision, they watched as a small dark creature made its way towards where Gohan and Broly were standing.
Vegeta, something's happening! We must get there fast!
Those two are in trouble if that thing gets to them. Let's go, Goku!
Both Saiyans, despite their exhaustion, dashed towards Gohan and Broly's location with as much speed as possible. As they approached, they could see the dark creature getting closer and closer to the two warriors. Gohan, who was training with Broly in an attempt to increase his skills, noticed Goku and Vegeta's arrival urgently.
Dad! Vegeta! Something's coming!
Broly, with his piercing gaze, had also sensed the approaching threat.
Evil creature, we will fight!
The small dark creature, noticing the presence of the Saiyans, stopped advancing and displayed a malevolent laugh.
Ha ha ha! Your victory was short-lived. This is only the first of many surprises.
Before they could react, the dark creature split into multiple smaller shadows, surrounding Gohan and Broly with astonishing speed.
Watch out, Broly! They're fast and dangerous!
We will fight! We won't let them defeat us!
Goku and Vegeta, arriving just in time, joined the battle. The battle became a chaotic dance of blows and explosions as the Saiyans fought the dark shadows that multiplied endlessly.
Let's finish this quickly! Gohan, Broly, stay strong!
Got it, Vegeta!
Broly, unleashing his titanic power, emitted a wave of energy that temporarily dispersed the dark shadows. However, the dark creature, in a final act of desperation, merged back into a larger, more powerful form.
My shadows cannot be so easily defeated. The real battle has just begun.
The shadow creature, now strengthened and more menacing than ever, faced the four Saiyan warriors with palpable malevolence. Gohan, Broly, Goku, and Vegeta moved into battle stance, facing the shadow creature with determination.
Come on, guys! Let's work together and put an end to this menace once and for all!
Broly growled in agreement, his power emanating from him with an imposing force. Goku and Vegeta, despite their earlier exhaustion, raised their energies ready for the battle ahead. The shadow creature, with a sinister laugh, lunged towards them with surprising speed. The Saiyans responded with a coordinated assault, launching energy blasts and performing combo attacks. However, the shadow creature was agile and dodged their attacks with ease.
We can't let this thing get away. Concentrate on attacking together.
You're right, Vegeta. If we fight them as a team, we can overcome anything.
The four Saiyans synchronized their movements, attacking in harmony. Broly unloaded titanic blows. Gohan used his agility and advanced techniques, while Goku and Vegeta coordinated their energies to create a combined assault. Despite their efforts, the shadow creature proved to be resilient and adaptable. It defended with cunning and counterattacked with fury. In a moment of tension, the shadow creature unleashed a dark glow that enveloped its form, transforming to an even more powerful and monstrous version.
It's getting stronger again!
It doesn't matter. I'll destroy it.
The battle intensified as the shadow creature in its enhanced form launched waves of dark energy and unleashed more devastating attacks. The Saiyans, however, did not back down. Despite the gravity of the situation, their determination burned stronger than ever.
There's no limit to our strength when we fight together! Come on, guys, we can't lose!
This thing doesn't know who it's messing with. Get ready for what's coming.
Gohan, Broly, Goku, and Vegeta channeled their energies to the maximum, shaking the earth under the intensity of their combined power. In a unified act, the four Saiyans raised their ki to the limit and lunged towards the shadow creature with indomitable resolve. The shadow creature, now in its strengthened form, unleashed a dark energy that enveloped Broly, possessing the mighty Saiyan with a malevolent influence. Broly, his eyes now awash with shadows, stood before the other Saiyans with a menacing presence.
Broly, I won't let you be used as a puppet. We must save him. We won't let this thing manipulate Broly. Come on, guys, let's protect ourselves and save our friend.
This is getting more complicated than I thought. But no matter, we won't let the darkness win.
The battle began with the shadow creature using Broly's immense power against them. The controlled Saiyan's attacks were fierce, with waves of energy and bursts of ki that challenged even the most experienced warriors. The Saiyans dodged and counterattacked, but the shadow creature took advantage of Broly's brute strength to counter his moves.
We must weaken it enough to free Broly! Dad, Vegeta, let's follow the plan and attack in unison!
The three Saiyans coordinated, launching a series of swift and powerful attacks. However, the shadow creature moved with agility, dodging most of the blows and countering with blows of its own. Broly, under the influence of the Dark Possession, was showing superhuman endurance.
It's not enough! Broly, fight against this influence!
We must force him to break free. We're gonna give it our all.
In a moment of desperation, the Saiyans decided to raise their powers to the maximum. Goku transformed into Super Saiyan second stage, Gohan advanced his mystical form, and Vegeta unleashed his own power into Super Saiyan second stage. The three Saiyans surrounded Broly, launching a combination of flurry of powerful attacks.
Broly, resist! Don't let their darkness consume you!
The shadow creature, feeling the combined presence of the three Saiyan warriors, showed signs of weakness. However, in a desperate act, the dark energy intensified its hold on Broly, raising its power even higher and unleashing unbridled fury.
We can't give up! We're going to free Broly, whatever it takes!
The battle reached its climax as the three Saiyan warriors, Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta, clashed against the shadow creature possessing Broly. The unleashed energy created a spectacle of flashes, explosions, and shockwaves that shook the battlefield. Goku, with his power as a Super Saiyan, moved with astonishing speed, launched energy blasts and accurate punches at the shadow creature. Gohan, in his mystical form, unleashed a combination of fast attacks and advanced techniques, seeking to weaken the dark possession that controlled Broly. Vegeta, in his Super Saiyan second phase form, displayed titanic power, coordinating his attacks with calculated precision.
Broly, listen to my voice! Don't be consumed by this darkness!
The shadow creature, however, resisted tenaciously, harnessing Broly's brute strength and ferocity to counter the Saiyan's attacks. Broly, under the Dark Possession, responded with unstoppable strength, his attacks more intense and uncontrolled.
We need to weaken that possession! Come on, guys, keep up the pressure!
This dark power won't last forever. We must resist!
The battle grew more frantic. With each passing moment, the shadow creature, sensing the threat of the Saiyans, intensified its hold on Broly, fusing its dark energy with the brute strength of the legendary Saiyan.
We can't back down now! Broly's our friend, and we won't let this darkness control him!
In a moment of perfect synchronization, the three Saiyans focused their energies into a coordinated attack. Goku launched a Kamehameha, Gohan unleashed a Masenko, and Vegeta fired a final flash, all aimed at the shadow creature. The resulting explosion illuminated the battlefield, creating an energy storm. However, when the light faded, the shadow creature and Broly still stood, visibly weakened but far from defeated.
It's not enough! We must find a way to free Broly from this possession!
At that moment, the shadow creature, taking advantage of the Saiyan's momentary weakness, launched a surprise attack, sending Goku and Gohan to the ground. Vegeta, with his rage in his eyes, stood up determined.
Enough's enough! We won't let this thing continue to manipulate Broly.
Vegeta concentrated his ki to the maximum, unleashing a new transformation. His intense blue aura transformed into an even brighter and more powerful hue.
Super Saiyan Blue!
The atmosphere itself seemed to tremble at the magnitude of the transformation. Vegeta, now in his evolved form, launched himself towards the shadow creature with renewed speed and power. Vegeta's transformation in Super Saiyan Blue Evolved caused a dramatic change in the intensity of the battle. His bright blue aura flashed with overwhelming energy as he charged towards the shadowy creature and Broly, who was still under his influence.
It's time to put an end to this. Broly, I'll fight to free you from this darkness.
The shadow creature, sensing the threat posed by Super Saiyan Blue, adopted a defensive stance. On the other hand, Broly, his eyes still darkened, prepared to face Vegeta. Vegeta unleashed a flurry of quick and precise attacks, combining punches and kicks with astonishing speed. Each move was charged with the strength of the new form, and the shadow creature was forced to retreat in the face of Vegeta's fury.
Broly, regain control. I'll not allow this darkness to consume you.
Broly, under the influence of the dark possession, responded with impressive stamina. His attacks were brutal and uncontrolled, but Vegeta moved with a dexterity that defied expectations.
I need to find an opening in this possession.
In an act of bravery, Vegeta launched himself directly towards Broly. Their fists collided forcefully, and Vegeta, using all his skill, made precise strikes that temporarily weakened the dark influence.
Broly, fight this! You're stronger than this darkness!
The shadowy creature, seeing Vegeta's resistance, increased his energy and fused even more with Broly. Now the dark influence was more entrenched than ever, and Broly unleashed an explosion of wild power.
You can't stop me, Saiyan Prince!
Vegeta, not backing down, continued to engage Broly. The battle reached new heights as both warriors unleashed the most powerful attacks. Vegeta launched a big bang attack while Broly responded with a gigantic charge of dark energy. The collision of energies generated a huge explosion that blanketed the area. After the dust settled, Vegeta lay on the ground, clearly exhausted but not giving up.
I can't lose. My determination's stronger than your darkness.
The battle between Vegeta and Broly, who was possessed by the shadow creature, reached a critical point. The overflowing energy of the confrontation was spreading across the battlefield, distorting the air and creating palpable tension. At that crucial moment, Goku found himself regaining consciousness, stood up, and immediately went to Saiyan Prince's side.
Vegeta, let's go! Let's give it all we've got!
Goku's transformation into Super Saiyan Phase 2 and joined the fray. The shadow creature, seeing the arrival of another Saiyan warrior, prepared to face the new threat.
Kakarot, you're just in time. This thing has gotten stronger with Broly.
We'll face it together! Broly, we won't let this darkness control you!
The three Saiyans stood in formation, ready to deal with the shadow creature fused with Broly. The intensity of the conflict increased even more, with flashes of energy and clashes of fists echoing throughout the battlefield.
Come on, Kakarot, let's attack in unison and free Broly.
I got it, Vegeta! Together, we'll free him!
The Saiyans coordinated their attacks, launching a combined blast towards the shadow creature. Despite their efforts, Broly's dark possession was still resisting, fueled by the brute strength of the legendary Saiyan. Broly, under the influence of the shadow creature, unleashed an uncontrolled fury. His attacks were unpredictable and devastating, putting the Saiyans on the defensive. Goku, Vegeta, and the shadow creature continued to exchange energy blasts and powerful blows.
Vegeta, we must break that possession! We can't let Broly fall into darkness!
Roger that, Kakarot. Let's keep attacking together.
Amidst the chaos of the battlefield, the fiery aura of the Saiyans lit up the sky, a visual manifestation of their mammoth power. Goku and Vegeta, feeling the weight of the battle, decided to take it a step further. They joined their energies in a symphony of power, a final bid to tear apart the shadows enveloping the evil presence. The shadow creature on the brink of the abyss responded with desperation. It raised its own power, and the darkness churned with intensity as it struggled to resist the combined onslaught of the Saiyans. The clash of energies created a cataclysm of flashes and booms, shaking the battlefield to its core. At that critical moment, the energy explosion was unleashed with dazzling magnificence. The earth shook, and the shockwaves swept across the landscape, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, enveloped in the blanket of the explosion, were momentarily eclipsed by the blinding light and dancing shadow. When the shimmering luminosity faded, the Saiyans found themselves faced with a new scenario. On the ground lay Broly, his figure shrouded in a residual haze of the contest. The dark aura that had consumed him had finally dissipated. Stillness reigned on the battlefield. As the warriors approached with worried looks, the formidable warrior who now resisted, his power darkened, finally silenced.
We did it, Vegeta! Broly's free!
Yes, but this shadow creature's still a problem. We can't let our guard down.
Vegeta nodded grimly as they watched Broly, who lay on the ground, slowly recovering from the intense battle. However, at that moment of apparent calm, the shadow creature, cunning and unnoticed, had left Broly's possession to seek a new host. The dark entity swiftly swept into the shadows, unnoticed by the Saiyans, who still assessing their companion's condition. Silently, the shadow creature crept towards Gohan, who had been watching the battle from a distance. Gohan, oblivious to the threat looming over him, felt a shiver run down his spine, just as the shadow creature enveloped him with its dark presence. A momentary flash of its eyes indicated that something was terribly wrong. At that instant, Gohan, with a sudden alteration in his expression, went on guard without warning. His gaze, now posed by the shadow creature, glowed with a malevolence that contrasted with his gentle nature. Goku, noticing the sudden tension, turned towards Gohan, but before he could react, Gohan, under the influence of the shadow creature, moved with supernatural speed. The confrontation with Broly had left the Saiyans exhausted, and the shadow creature, seizing the opportunity, vanished into the darkness along with Gohan. Vegeta, realizing the situation, gritted his teeth in fury. The threat persisted, and now Gohan, a valuable ally, was in the hands of the shadows. Goku and Vegeta, despite their exhaustion, prepared for a new confrontation, aware that the battle had not yet come to an end. The tension in the air was palpable, as Goku and Vegeta, still worried about Broly, with determination, turned towards the place where the dark entity had vanished.
Damn it, where'd that thing go?
I don't know, Vegeta, but we must find it before it hurts Gohan. The two Saiyans, quick as the wind, rushed towards where Gohan had been standing, their senses alert. The shadow creature, now inside Gohan, emerged from the shadows with a sinister laugh.
Looks like they're not as cunning as they thought. Now I have a new toy for my plans. Get out of Gohan, you damn creature.
I'll not allow you to possess my son!
Ha! You think you could stop me? My power possesses even more of your combined forces. Do not underestimate the Saiyans. We have overcome greater challenges than you.
Leave Gohan and face your fate, creature. You'll not be victorious. The shadow creature, now in control of Gohan, smiled malevolently before responding.
We'll see how long you can resist. Gohan is now an instrument of my will.
The shadow creature possessing Gohan unleashed a burst of dark energy that distorted the surrounding space. Goku and Vegeta suddenly found themselves during a chaotic confrontation, with Gohan now transformed into an instrument of the malevolent entity. The waves of energy radiating from Gohan's possessed figure created an ominous aura that filled the battlefield, defying the Saiyans' endurance and determination. The Saiyans, in their Super Saiyan Blue form, prepared for the impending clash. The shadow creature, using Gohan's body, moved with supernatural agility, dodging the Saiyans' first attacks with grace and malice. Gohan, his eyes now filled with darkness, lunged at Goku with astonishing speed. Goku blocked Gohan's first few blows with difficulty, feeling the enhanced strength and speed of his new controlled son. The fight was intense, each move charged with power and ferocity. Meanwhile, Vegeta positioned himself strategically, assessing the situation, looking for an opening to attack. The shadow creature, through Gohan, unleashed a flurry of attack, which devastating blows that kept Goku on the defensive. However, Goku's ability to adapt quickly to the battle allowed him to counter the attacks and counterattack with his own overwhelming power. Vegeta, sensing an opportunity, lunged at the shadow creature from an unexpected angle. However, the dark entity had sharp reflexes and deflected Vegeta's attack with ease, throwing Gohan against Goku as a distraction. The shadow creature's strategy paid off, as it took advantage of the distraction to hit Vegeta with a beam of dark energy. Vegeta, although he resisted the impact, was momentarily weakened. The entity, now with a malevolent smile, turned to him.
Damn it! This isn't over, shadow creature.
Goku, reacting quickly, stepped between the shadow creature and Vegeta. Vegeta, hold on! We can't let this thing divide us! The shadow creature, enjoying the chaos it had sown, released a dark aura that enveloped both Saiyans. The dark energy sought to confuse and weaken their senses, however the Saiyans' instinctive connection to Ki enabled them to resist the dark influence. The battle raged in a frenzy of clashing colors and energies. Gohan, controlled by the shadow creature, moved with a mixture of speed and agility that defied the laws of physics. Goku and Vegeta, each focusing on their own battlefront, were trying to coordinate their attacks to free Gohan from the dark possession. Gohan, fight this darkness! You're stronger than this! Gohan, though showing flashes of resistance, was caught in an internal struggle between his will and the shadow creature's control. The battle grew more challenging. With each passing second, the shadow creature reveled in its ability to manipulate and corrupt one of Earth's mightiest warriors. Vegeta, recovering from the earlier onslaught, threw himself back into the fray. The shadow creature, however, anticipated his attack and gracefully dodged Vegeta's attempts to strike it. The dark entity counterattacked with a series of precise blows that forced Vegeta to retreat.
You damn Shadow. Don't underestimate the Prince of the Saiyans.
Goku, seeing his partner's difficulty, raised his power to the maximum. Dazzling energy emanated from his Super Saiyan Blue form as he prepared for a concentrated attack. The shadow creature, noticing the glowing threat, diverted its attention to Goku.
Vegeta, keep up the pressure. I'm gonna concentrate my energy to free Gohan.
Vegeta nodded and increased his offensive, distracting the shadow creature as Goku concentrated his power. The fight reached a new level of intensity, with each move echoing across the vast battlefield. The energy collided, creating shockwaves that distorted reality itself. Goku, eyes glowing with determination, unleashed his most powerful attack. A sphere of glowing blue energy formed in his outstretched hands. Charged with the combined strength of the Saiyans, the spear grew in size and the power as Goku had held it in place.
It's time to free Gohan!
The shadow creature, realizing the threat, moved quickly to stop Goku's attack. Vegeta, taking advantage of the distraction, lunged with renewed fury, looking for an opening to attack. The battle reached its climax when Goku released the energy sphere, ascending it directly towards the shadow creature. The energy sphere burst into a dazzling flash, illuminating the battlefield with intense light. Shockwaves swept through the darkness as Goku's purifying energy sought to free Gohan from the shadow creature's possession. However, as the light faded and the earth stopped shaking, the shadow creature emerged seemingly unharmed. The dark entity, now irritated, turned to the Saiyans with a twisted laugh.
Is that all you can do? My power is unbreakable.
Goku and Vegeta, despite their exhaustion, prepared for the next assault. The battle, far from ending, dragged on into confrontation of epic proportions. Darkness and light collided in an endless clash, with the will of the Saiyans resisting against the entity that threatened to plunge them into the shadows. The dark creature, after resisting Goku's powerful attack, showed a malicious smile. A dark glow enveloped Gohan, and his body began to tremble with intensity. A guttural scream echoed through the air as the dark entity forced a unique transformation on the Saiyan warrior. Gohan, under the shadow creature's influence, contorted and his body was enveloped in a dark, feral energy. The earth trembled with the intensity of the transformation, and Gohan's figure began to change. Defined musculature, red eyes, a wild gaze, long gray hair, and emerging in the new form, Gohan Dark Beast. Vegeta and Goku, shocked by the unexpected evolution, instinctively recoiled from the overwhelming presence of Dark Gohan Beast. The shadow creature had accomplished what it could not do with Broly, unleash a unique and uncontrolled transformation on Gohan. Dark Beast Gohan, now freed from any hint of rationality, roared skyward, emitting an overwhelming energy that shook the battlefield. His eyes glowed with an animalistic intensity, and his posture indicated that human control was suppressed.
This can't be happening. What did that thing do?
The shadow creature managed to unlock something inside Gohan. This won't be easy.
The shadow creature, pleased with the success of its manipulation, watched the scene with satisfaction.
Now, witness my true power. The Saiyan Beast Warrior. How do you plan to stop him?
Dark Beast Gohan let out a deafening roar and lunged towards Vegeta with impressive speed. Dark Beast Gohan's attacks were ferociously savage, his brute strength and speed surpassing even Broly's most rampaging transformation. Vegeta, using his speed and agility, dodged Dark Beast Gohan's first attacks. However, the Saiyan Beast Warrior's ferocity was unpredictable, and Vegeta was forced to deploy all his skill to stay out of range of the devastating attacks. Goku, assessing the situation, transformed into Super Saiyan Blue and rushed to Vegeta's aid. The two Saiyans fought in tactical coordination, looking to open an opportunity to counter Gohan's savage new form. The battle became a whirlwind of energy, with explosions and crashes echoing across the battlefield. The shadow creature in the shadows continued to manipulate and fuel Dark Beast Gohan's fury. The Saiyan strategy was becoming more and more challenging as Dark Beast Gohan seemed to be one step ahead, anticipating their moves.
Damn it! Gohan Beast is too unpredictable.
We must find a way to free Gohan from this transformation. We can't let the shadow control his true power.
As the Saiyans faced Gohan Beast's fury, the shadow creature watched from the shadows, enjoying the chaos he had unleashed. The situation was becoming more critical with each passing moment, and the Saiyans' endurance was being tested in the face of Beast Gohan's uncontrollable fury. The battle raged on in a titanic struggle between light and darkness, with the hope of freeing Gohan from the influence of the shadow creature hanging in delicate balance. The Saiyans, determined to overcome this challenge, faced an enemy that had managed to unleash an even greater internal threat than before. While the intense battle raged on the battlefield, Piccolo, the Namekian sage, was immersed in his mental training somewhere secluded. His concentration was so deep that he could feel an abrupt shift in ki, a disturbance that reverberated through space and time. A shiver ran down his back, indicating the gravity of the situation.
Something's not right.
The Namekian instantly stood up, his cloak billowing as he focused on the direction of the glowing chaos. The power he felt was not just brute force. It was an amalgam of dark energies that seemed to defy the very essence of reality. Wasting no time, Piccolo prepared to approach this side of the conflict. Back on the battlefield, Goku and Vegeta fought valiantly against Dark Beast Gohan, who moved with uncontrollable ferocity under the influence of the shadow creature. The dark entity, sensing Piccolo's arrival, smirked.
Looks like we have a new guest. This just gets more interesting.
Goku and Vegeta focused on Gohan Beast, noticing Piccolo's presence as he appeared on the battlefield with a serenity that contrasted with the surrounding chaos.
What happened here? What have you done with Gohan? That shadow thing possessed Gohan and transformed it into a wild beast.
We can't free Gohan this way. The shadow creature manipulates his power in unimaginable ways.
Dark Beast Gohan, noticing Piccolo's arrival, turned to him with wild eyes. The shadow creature, enjoying the chaos, prepared for the next act of this heartbreaking play.
Welcome, Piccolo. You're just in time to witness the inevitable downfall of these Saiyans. Don't underestimate the Saiyans or my determination. I'm here to free Gohan.
The Namekian braced himself for the confrontation, deploying his ki with an intensity that made it clear he would not be a mere spectator in this battle. Dark Beast Gohan, fueled by the shadowy influence, roared and lunged towards Piccolo with a speed that defied all logic. The battle became even more chaotic with Piccolo's entrance. His movements were precise and calculated, contrasting with the wild ferocity of Dark Beast Gohan. Goku and Vegeta, aware of Piccolo's strategic skill, adjusted their approach to coordinate their attacks with the Namekian. Meanwhile, the shadow creature watched the battle with a Machiavellian smile, enjoying the confrontation between the forces of light and shadow. The dark entity was determined to prove that its influence was insurmountable. The fight unfolded in a whirlwind of colliding energies, with Piccolo demonstrating his tactical and strategic prowess. Dark Beast Gohan, however, remained a formidable challenge, his erratic movements and uncontrolled strength testing the tenacity of the warriors on the battlefield.
Goku, Vegeta, we need to plan to break the connection between Gohan and that shadow creature.
You're right, Piccolo. We need to attack from different fronts and destabilize that connection.
I'll take care of keeping Beast Gohan busy. Kakarot, you use the connection you have with your son to try to isolate the shadow creature.
Goku and Vegeta, coordinating their efforts with Piccolo's strategic expertise, went on the assault. Piccolo used his wisdom to be able to devise a way to get Dark Beast Gohan out of said possession, while Vegeta unleashed his fury with calculated attacks to keep the beast at bay. As the battle continued, the shadow creature began to feel the pressure of the combined strategy of the Saiyans and Piccolo. The connection between Gohan and the dark entity was under threat, and the shadow creature, despite its confidence, was beginning to show signs of concern. The battle was far from over, but the warriors' resilience was growing stronger in the face of the adversity that loomed over them. As Piccolo continued his mental struggle to free Gohan from the shadow creature's possession, his Namekian senses sharpened. Keen perception led him to identify a small shadow leech clinging to Dark Beast Gohan's lower neck, a detail that had not been evident in Broly's previous possession due to his long hair covering that region.
That's it. The key in this little shadow leech on his neck. We must eliminate it to free Gohan.
Piccolo's revelation attracted the attention of Vegeta and Goku on the physical battlefield. Vegeta, upon hearing this, turned his gaze to the back of Gohan Beast's dark neck and noticed the presence of the Shadow Leech.
A Shadow Leech? That explains why we couldn't free Broly this way.
How do we eliminate it without harming Gohan?
As Piccolo struggled to maintain his mental connection, he analyzed this situation and came up with a strategy.
If we attack the Shadow Leech directly, we might harm Gohan in the process. We need a precise way to eliminate it without endangering his life. So what's the plan, Piccolo? Goku, you've mastered Ultra Instinct, but you can only maintain it for a few seconds. We need to take advantage of those brief moments to distract Dark Beast Gohan and allow you to get close enough to destroy the Shadow Leech.
Understood, Piccolo. I'll do my best.
But how do we make sure Beast Gohan doesn't attack while Kakarot's approaching? That's the tricky part. We need to keep Gohan busy and distracted. Vegeta, your attacks must be precise and constant, keeping his attention on you. I will, but Kakarot, don't make me regret this.
The battle resumed with renowned intensity. Vegeta went on the offensive, attacking Gohan Dark Beast with a series of swift and powerful blows. Gohan responded with ferocity, but Vegeta maintained agile, dodging his attacks while keeping the Savage Saiyan warrior's attention. At that moment, Goku concentrated, channeling Ultra Instinct. An aura of flickering energy surrounded him as he activated the powerful transformation. His speed increased exponentially, allowing him to easily dodge Dark Beast Gohan's attacks.
Now, Goku, now's your chance.
Goku in his Ultra Instinct state moved with superhuman speed towards Gohan's rear. The shadow creature, still focused on the fierce confrontation with Vegeta, did not notice Goku's approach. This is my chance to end this! With pinpoint accuracy, Goku reached out his hand and touched the small shadow leech on Gohan's neck. The leech, upon being touched by the Ultra Instinct energy, began to fade, emitting a dark screech before dissolving completely. Dark Beast Gohan, losing connection with the Shadow Leech, shook violently, as if releasing himself from a trance. Vegeta, noticing the change, cautiously stepped back as Goku returned to his normal state. What happened?
Kakarot seems to have found a way to free you from that thing.
It was risky, but it worked.
Well done, Goku, but don't let your guard down. This shadow creature might have more tricks up its sleeve.
The immediate threat had been neutralized. The shadow creature, watching from the shadows, moving away unnoticed by the Saiyan warriors, was not about to give up, so the shadow creature set out to return to its master. After the terrifying moment that the Z warriors had experienced, Goku and Vegeta realized that Beerus and Whis were not on Earth. They had disappeared just moments before the shadow creatures appeared on Earth. This is because Daishinkan discovered that Zeno-sama had been killed by his father and immediately summoned all the angels and gods of destruction. In the majestic realm of all, Daishinkan, the high priest, summoned all the angels and gods of destruction of the existing universes. The atmosphere in the hall was unusually tense, and concern was reflected in the faces of those present. Daishinkan, with his usual calmness, prepared to share the disturbing truth he had discovered.
Angels and gods of destruction, the time has come to face a powerful truth. Zeno-sama, our beloved king of all, has been slain.
Silence fell over the hall. The angels and the gods of destruction exchanged looks of disbelief and dismay. No one expected that such a tragedy could occur, especially at the hands of someone so powerful.
My investigation revealed that the one responsible for this abominable act was Zeno-sama's own father.
The news resounded like a somber echo in the room. Everyone present processed the shocking revelation. The omnipresent figure of Zeno-sama, the supreme deity, had been shattered by his own protagonist. Mojito, Sidra's angel, spoke in a worried voice. How is it possible that a being as powerful as Zeno-sama's father could have committed such an act?
That is a question for which I still have no answers. But now we must face the consequences of this event. The stability of the multiverse is in danger.
Arak, the god of destruction of Quitella, asked,
And what measures will we take in the face of this threat? What'll happen to the throne of Zeno-sama?
That is a question we must discuss and resolve. For now, the throne remains empty, and our duty is to maintain peace and balance. But before we make hasty decisions, we need to fully understand the magnitude of this situation.
Beerus and Whis prepared to inform the gods of destruction and angels of all universes about what they had witnessed while on planet Earth with Goku and Vegeta. The Hall of the Realm of Everything was filled with celestial beings, each one expectant and worried about the news they were about to receive.
Attention everyone! We have crucial information to share about the events that have been unfolded.
Before we are summoned here, the father of Zeno-sama appeared on all the planets of the multiverse. Surprise was reflected on the faces of those present. Murmurs and whispers filled the room, as the gods of destruction and angels exchanged looks of disbelief. His visit was not simply to report the death of Zeno-sama. he announced the holding of the tournament that would determine the survival of the planets in each universe. Additional rumors filled the room, creating a constant buzz of concern. The gods of destruction and angels wanted to understand the implications of such an announcement.
He informed the rules of the tournament and the intentions behind such a competition, but it's necessary that we all work together to get answers and face this threat. It is time to join forces and overcome this crisis. The fate of our universes is at stake.
As the gods and angels absorbed the gravity of the situation, in every corner of the hall of the realm of everything, conversations and plans were brewing to confront the mysterious tournament that threatened to upset the balance of the multiverse. Uncertainty hung in the air, but the determination of the divine beings was determined to face the unknown that lay ahead. In the Hall of Everything, Daishinkan, the High Priest, sensed the imminent arrival of extremely powerful entities heading for the different planets of the multiverse. His face reflected seriousness as he prepared to inform all the angels and gods of destruction present of the coming threat.
Gods and angels of destruction, the time has come to face a new and challenging threat. Entities of great power are headed towards the planets of our universes, and their goal seems to be a direct confrontation with the strongest warriors of each world.
The expressions of those present became serious. Aware of the gravity of the situation, Daishinkan continued with determination.
It's crucial that we move quickly to protect the strongest warriors of each planet, regardless of which universe they belong to. The threat we face does not respect universal boundaries, and we must act with unity to preserve the balance.
Vados, the Angel of Champa, raised his hand.
How do you plan for us to move, Daishinkan? We each have responsibilities in our universes. I understand the complexity of this situation, but the magnitude of this threat requires immediate action. I suggest that every angel and god of destruction move to the planets threatened by this unknown force. We must prevent the strongest warriors from being defeated before we can fully understand our enemies.
Sounds like a sensible plan, Daishinkan. If we all work together, we can protect our warriors and gain more information about these powerful entities. Each angel and god of destruction nodded in agreement, accepting the need to act immediately. They moved quickly to the various planets, casting aside universal barriers in a joint effort to safeguard the multiverse.
May the wisdom and power of each of you guide this effort. Let us not underestimate this new threat. Our duty is to protect the existence of our universes.
With those words, the angels and gods of destruction dispersed, leaving the Hall of All in preparation to face a challenge that transcended universal boundaries and demanded the collaboration of all divine beings. Uncertainty hung in the air, but determination to preserve the balance of the multiverse guided the powerful beings in their joint mission. The angels and gods of destruction quickly teleported to the threatened planets, each determined to protect the strongest warriors on the various planets. In the blink of an eye, the skies lit up with flashes of divine energy as Awamo and Ewin, Cognac and Quintella, Matanu and Geen, Whis and Beerus, and the other angels and gods of destruction headed toward their assigned destinations. The planet Thraxis Nocturnae lay peaceful in the corner of the cosmos, its nocturnal luminosity radiating a tranquility that was about to be disturbed. In the vast space, Awamo the angel, with his small book in hand, and his god of destruction Ewin, an imposing figure with a stern gaze, detected the arrival of a shadow creature, a minion of Zeno-sama's father. The creature, shrouded in malevolent darkness, descended with malevolent determination towards Thraxis Nocturnae. Ewin, without hesitation, deployed his energy of destruction while Awano stood by, hoping to resolve the conflict without a bath of chaos. Creature, your darkness will not be tolerated in this realm. Stop your destructive plans. The shadow creature emanated a guttural growl, its presence emanating an unnatural energy that distorted the space around it. The space battle began with an explosion of opposing forces. Ewin launched destructive beams, while Awamo used his speed to dodge the attacks and assess the situation. Ewin, this creature's stronger than we imagined. We must be cautious. I know, Awamo, but we can't let him destroy Thraxis Nocturnae. We must give our best. The The shadow creature, agile and evasive, responded to the attacks with dark energy waves that distorted space. The battle spread across the firmament, leaving traces of destructive energy in its wake. Iwin tried to anticipate the creature's movements. However, the shadow creature proved to be agile and adaptive, countering every strategy with an unmatched dark force.
Our conventional methods don't work. Iwin, we need to combine our forces.
I agree, Awamo. It's time to show them the true power of destruction. Awamo and Iwin merged their energies, creating a flash of light that defied the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, perceiving the threat, intensified its own energy, generating a collision of cosmic forces that shook space itself. The battle reached a fever pitch, with cosmic explosions lighting up the scene as Awamo and Iwin struggled to contain the darkness. The struggle took place not only on the physical plane, but also on the spiritual one, where the will to protect Thraxis Nocturne was pitted against the ruthless ambition of the shadow creature. The fusion of Awamo and Iwin unleashed a dazzling energy that eclipsed even the nocturnal luminosity of Thraxis Nocturne. The gold and violet glow enveloped the divine couple as they prepared to face the dark threat looming over the peaceful planet. It's time to show the true extent of our power, Awamo. The shadow creature, aware of the growing threat, rushed towards them with supernatural speed. Awamo, with his keen perception, anticipated every movement of the creature, allowing the couple to dodge its onslaughts with heavenly elegance.
Keep calm, Iwin. We must synchronize our movements to counteract their darkness.
Iwin nodded and unleashed a series of destructive energy blasts that lit up the space around him. However, the shadow creature responded with amazing agility, dodging every attack with meandering movements. The battle became a cosmic game of strategy and speed. The angel Awamo and the god of destruction Iwin soon realized that in order to defeat this entity, they would need a coordinated attack that transcended the limits of their individual abilities. In a moment of perfect timing, they unleashed a gale of combined energy. Awamo channeled the energy of destruction while Iwin released violet flashes of destruction.
Focus your energy, Awamo. Let's get rid of this darkness once and for all.
Awamo nodded and joined the attack with determination. The fused energy of both angel and god turned into a spear of golden and violet light that pierced through space with an impressive speed. The shadow creature, caught in the torrent of power, let out a heart-rending howl as it was enveloped by the luminosity. The impact was abysmal, generating an expansive wave that shook the cosmos. The darkness that enveloped the creature began to dissipate, revealing its twisted and weakened form. Awamo and Iwin, exhausted but triumphant, stood on guard ready for any eventuality.
We have managed to contain their darkness, but we can't let our guard down.
The shadow creature, now visibly weakened, recoiled before the imposing presence of Awamo and Iwin. The light had prevailed over the darkness in the cosmic corner of Thraxis Nocturne. The divine couple remained firm in their duty to protect the planet that this creature wanted to destroy. However, the battle was not yet over, and the fates of the planets remained uncertain in the vastness of space. After the shocked combined attack of Awamo and Iwin, the space around Thraxis Nocturne was vibrating with the residual energy of the cosmic battle. The shadow creature, apparently weakened, remained suspended in the cosmic void, enveloped in a dark glow that seemed to absorb the surrounding light. The divine couple watched cautiously, aware that the fate of Thraxis Nocturne was still hung in the cosmic balance.
Iwin, something's not right. The darkness of that creature seems to be getting stronger instead of weaker. It seems that our attack has absorbed by her, but it shouldn't be possible. How can he transform our energy of destruction to his own power?
The shadow creature, now surrounded by a more intense aura, began to change its shape. Its twisted figure became more defined. His eyes shone with a malevolent lucidity. The darkness emanating from her was becoming denser, distorting the space around her.
You have underestimated my true potential, angel and god of destruction. Your energy has strengthened me beyond your comprehension.
The divine couple prepared for what was to come next, aware that the threat they faced had evolved. The shadow creature, now empowered by the absorbed energy, charged towards them with renewed speed and ferocity.
We need to be more cautious, Ewan. It seems that every blow we inflict makes her stronger.
Understood, Owamo, but we can't allow this darkness to devour Thraxus Nocturne. The battle resumed with increased intensity. The shadow creature attacked with bursts of dark energy that cut through space, while Owamo and Ewan responded with flashes of golden and violet light. The cosmic dance of lights and shadows painted an epic picture in the vastness of the universe. Each blow and backlash echoed like thunder in space, distorting reality itself. Owamo, with his keen perception, tried to anticipate the movements of the dark creature, but the dark entity proved to be unpredictable. Ewan, with his energy of destruction, sought to weaken the creature, but his attacks seemed to be absorbed and turned into an additional source of power.
Every time we hit her, her power increases. We can't go on like this.
We must find a way to counteract his ability to absorb our energy. Do you have any ideas, Owamo? Owamo pondered for a moment, his angelic mind working in search of a solution. Meanwhile, the shadow creature, aware of its opponent's confusion, took the opportunity to launch a surprise attack. A wave of dark energy enveloped Owamo and Ewan, distorting their perception and weakening their defenses.
Your resistance is useless. I am the embodiment of darkness. His light cannot prevail before me.
The situation was becoming more and more desperate for the divine couple as they struggled to resist the shadow creature's attacks. Owamo turned his attention to the small book he always carried with him. An idea began to form in his mind.
Ewan, I think I have an idea, but we need to synchronize our attacks in a different way.
Explain yourself, Owamo. Owamo explained his plan to Ewan, who nodded in understanding. Both God and Angel prepared to put their strategy into practice. The shadow creature, confident in its superiority, launched into the attack again, but this time Owamo and Ewan were ready to respond differently.
Now, Ewan, combine your energy of destruction with mine in a more controlled way.
Ewan nodded and channeled his energy to Owamo, who, in turn, merged it with his. Instead of launching a direct attack, they created a sphere of combined light and energy that floated between them.
Do you think this tactic will change the outcome? We'll see.
The energy sphere began to slowly expand, emanating a glowing light that contrasted the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, curious but confident, watched the development with disdain. The fused power is not only destructive, but it also has properties that counteract its absorption capacity. The combined energy sphere, now reaching its maximum expansion, released a wave of light and energy that enveloped the shadow creature. This time, instead of absorbing the power, the darkness that characterized her began to dissipate.
What is this? My power should not be weakened. We create an energy that goes beyond destruction and creation, one that neutralizes the darkness that you're trying to absorb.
The shadow creature, weakened by Owamo and Ewan's strategic counterattack, retreated as the combined energy sphere continued to exert its effect. The light emanating from the sphere began to purify the darkness surrounding the entity, revealing its original form before corruption.
It seems our tactic's working, but we must make sure we contain it completely. We can't let our guard down. Let's continue with the strategy until the creature's completely neutralized.
The space battle continued, but this time Owamo and Ewan had the upper hand. His sphere of combined energy continued to exert its purifying effect, dispelling the darkness that threatened Thraxus Nocturne. With each passing moment, the shadow creature grew weaker. The light of hope began to shine in the corner of the cosmos that was once on the verge of destruction. The shadow creature, weakened by Owamo and Ewan's strategy, retreated into space, its distorted form twisting as the combined energy sphere continued to purify the darkness that enveloped it. In a desperate attempt to regain his strength, the shadow creature began to explore its surroundings, looking for an opportunity to turn the situation in his favor.
My power is weakened here. I need to find a place where darkness prevails.
While exploring, the shadow creature noticed something that favored him. His eyes flashed with malevolent anticipation as he discovered that this world was called Thraxus Nocturne because it was a planet plunged into shadows. The dark entity smiled malevolently as he realized that this planet could provide the darkness needed to revitalize his power.
Ha 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 ha! Thraxus Nocturne, a feast of darkness awaits me!
With amazing speed, the shadow creature launched itself towards the planet, traversing space with great speed. Owamo and Ewin, aware of his intentions, followed closely, determined to stop any attempt by the shadow creature to plunge into the darkness of the planet. As the creature approached Thraxis Nocturne, the darkness of the planet seemed to intensify, as if responding to its presence. The planet's nighttime atmosphere shone with a faint luminosity, offering a fascinating contrast to the surrounding stars.
Ewin, we must prevent the creature from being filled with dark power. If she succeeds, it'll be even more difficult to stop her.
Understood, Owamo. We'll not allow the darkness of this planet to fall into the hands of that entity.
The shadow creature descended on Thraxis Nocturne with a terrifying impetus. As she approached, the darkness seemed to take her in, enveloping her with a gloomy welcome. The shadow creature began to absorb the darkness of the planet, its twisted form vibrating with a new energy as it filled with the essence of Thraxis Nocturne.
Ha 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 ha! Yes, this darkness will strengthen me. Nothing can stop me now.
Owamo and Ewin, wasting no time, headed towards the shadow creature, determined to stop its advance before it became unstoppable. The battle in the shadows of Thraxis Nocturne was about to take a very drastic turn.
We cannot allow this darkness to completely corrupt this creature. We must stop her before she becomes invincible.
Your previous strategy was effective, Owamo. Let's keep working together to counter his power.
Deep in the shadows of Thraxis Nocturne, the intense presence of the absorbing shadow creature did not go unnoticed by the most powerful warriors on the planet. Turles, Bardock, Raditz, Frieza, and his brother Cooler felt the darkness increasing around them and, with a mixture of amazement and concern, headed toward the epicenter of the threat.
Something's not right. The darkness in this place is getting denser.
Whatever it is, we cannot let it threaten Thraxis Nocturne. Let's investigate.
The warriors moved nimbly across the gloomy terrain, advancing towards the source of the darkness. As they got closer, the atmosphere became heavier, as if the shadow itself wanted to resist their advance.
The darkness is different. I feel a strange pressure.
I'm not afraid of the dark, but this is unusual. Cooler, stay alert.
Understood, Frieza. Let's find out what's going on.
Suddenly, a wave of dark energy erupted before them, revealing the shadow creature that was absorbing the darkness of the planet. His twisted figure and malevolent aura were as evident as the threat he posed to Thraxis Nocturne.
Warriors of this planet, his darkness feeds me. Soon I will be unstoppable.
We won't let you destroy Thraxis Nocturne. Get ready, creature.
The warriors went on the attack, each unleashing their unique power against the dark entity. Turles unleashed his evil aura, releasing bursts of destructive energy. Bardock channeled his Saiyan fury into powerful blows, while Raditz and Cooler coordinated their attacks to create a symphony of destruction. Frieza intensifying the struggle.
This creature doesn't know who he's up against.
Your resistance is useless. Each blow only increases my power.
The shadow creature, powered by the darkness of Thraxis Nocturne, absorbed attacks with defiant ease. Each impact seemed to strengthen rather than weaken it, plunging the warriors into the disturbing reality that they were facing an enemy that fed on its own darkness.
It's not working. He's getting stronger and stronger.
We need to change our strategy. We can't let it absorb all the darkness on the planet.
While the warriors struggled to find an effective strategy, the shadow creature, with its distorted laughter, continued to absorb the darkness, becoming more and more powerful. The Battle of Thraxis Nocturne's survival was at its most critical, and the warriors knew that they had to find a solution before the dark entity became invincible. The dark aura released by the shadow creature enveloped the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne, gradually weakening them. The warriors struggled to stay on their feet as the entity's malevolent energy infiltrated their bodies, obscuring their vital forces.
This is it. Too much.
I can't let that defeat us like this.
The warriors, despite their bravery, were overcome by the darkness emanating from the aura of the shadow creature. At that critical moment, when hope seemed to be fading, a heavenly light pierced the shadows. Owamo and Ewin, the angels charged with protecting Thraxis Nocturne, arrived on the battlefield.
The darkness emanating from this creature is breathtaking. We cannot allow it to take over this planet. Time to show these warriors how to fight true darkness.
The angel spread his wings, and together with the god of destruction, they advanced towards the shadow creature, his presence radiating a luminosity that defied the malevolent nature of the dark aura. As it approached, the dark entities sensed the arrival of divine beings and turned to face the new threat.
More insignificant beings. His light will be devoured by my darkness.
Don't underestimate the power of light. Darkness cannot resist the true essence of creation.
Awamo extended his hand, and a purifying light enveloped the battlefield, counteracting the dark effect of the creature's aura. Ewin, on the other hand, deployed the energy of destruction, creating a perfect balance between light and darkness. The shadow creature, for the first time, felt the pressure of forces that it could not easily absorb or resist. The conflict took a turn, and the battle became more intense as the angel and god of destruction faced the dark entity with a unique combination of light and destruction.
The real struggle starts now. We'll protect Thraxus Nocturne from the darkness you represent.
The fight between the angels and the shadow creature reached impressive levels, with bursts of energy illuminating the dark planet of Thraxus Nocturne. Meanwhile, the warriors, freed from the debilitating effects of the dark aura, watched the fight, hoping that their planet would not be destroyed.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.